Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to redefine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you're the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a I don't give a fuck. 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 It's time to start doing the right thing. So trust your instinct, stop listening to others, and own your decisions. People will always tell you what to do, opinions how to live. So let's create space for what matters most to you. You'll be glad you did. Now start claiming your time and your mental well-being by saying no more. No more. Say it loudly and proudly. In other words, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language, which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Third night in a row. It's unusual for me. I don't normally do this many shows in a week, but hey, man, something's got to happen. Actually, it's the same number of shows. I just I had to skip Wednesday night, so I made up Thursday night, which made it 3 shows in a row. Tonight's going to be a chill stream. We are just going to banter, have some light discussion. We might talk politics or finance or what the fuck ever. I don't know yet. We'll just see how it all flows out and what people want to talk about. You know, I'm going to take cues from the chat, as it were. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. If you didn't catch it earlier today, Andrew did his debate prep, or at least one of the debate prep streams for his upcoming Sneeko debate. and I thought it was really good. I only watched a little bit of it. I had other things to do today. I was just busy all day, but I really liked that. I also perused the stream of the young lady from last night. It was interesting. It was a little different. And then I watched some footage from that Rob Noor has been putting out about his debate with Destiny, where Destiny rage quit. Destiny's best defense so far, my understanding, is that Rob used Chat GTP or some other AI to help him. I'm not really sure why this is a big deal, because we all know that Destiny has like 10,000 people online during his stream and he has people sending him, sending him answer prompts and Googling shit for him. And as we all know that Destiny, debates from a point of Wikipedia. He is a Wikipedia magician. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, look, if you got the information, you got the information. I don't expect everyone to be a master of the universe, and be able to come up with talking points just out of the top of their head. I get things wrong all the time because that's how I roll. And I should probably be a master Wikipedia ninja as well. However, I'm not. My Google foo is a little weak these days. I just don't Google that much. And so, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand why Destiny is taking the position he's taking. Obviously, because he looks really fucking bad, because you automatically lose a debate when you rage quit. Doesn't matter. Yeah, just take the L. Just accept the L and roll on, right? Like it's not that hard. It's pretty simple. Just let it go. Just let it go. It's cool. You're fine. Anyway, so I'm not master of the universe. But Destiny and all of Destiny, and it's so. If it was just Destiny's followers, right? Like, and I agree with Rob Noor on this. Rob Noor said, hey, if it was just Destiny's followers and Destiny was like, yeah, I get it. Everybody uses whatever resources they have for a debate. Then it wouldn't be that big a deal. But the reality is Destiny is actually doubled down on this. And he says that, Rob Noor can't debate and has to use AI for his debate answers and prompts and challenges. And so that's, that would be a great charge to level at someone like me, because I would be the exact guy who would do that. If my Google foo was stronger, I fucking would. Unfortunately, my Google foo sucks, and so I can't do that. But however, it's a really poor charge to level at someone like Rob Noor, who does his research and reads what he needs to read and actually preps for a debate like you should, right? Like I don't, but he does, right? And so I think that it's really poor sportsmanship. I really liked I liked the approach that Rob took in answering these criticisms. And I got to be honest, Rob Noor is really growing on me, because he's the epitome of calm. He reminds me of several different actors, but that guy, he just doesn't, he matches energy, obviously, but you can kind of tell that even when Destiny like spurgs completely fucking out. Like, I honestly thought Destiny was going to rage quit like 3 times during that debate, and he spurged out so bad one time that I couldn't actually understand what Destiny was saying. And Rob just rolled with it, man. So I got to be honest. Rob Noor, if you're not already a Rob Noor reporter. You should seriously check him out and go give that guy some love, because he's a working stiff. I mean, he's like, I think he's in healthcare. I think he's a home care nurse or something like that. And he's a good dude. He's a real good dude. So, but yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I watched that today. What else did I do? I watched a lot of stuff. So I also watched the Dana, whatever the fuck her name is, interview with Vance. And what a weird old woman, right? Like, if she's not in her 50s, I would be fucking embarrassed, honestly. It was crazy. She tried to trip up JD Vance, and he just was having none of it. That dude, if Walls actually debates Vance, he's getting his ass kicked. Guaranteed, 100%. Vance was absolutely calm. He pushed the issue when he needed to push the issue. It was a great interview that he gave, and excellent balance to Trump. So you've got Trump, who's although albeit less of a firebrand than he was before, and you got JD Vance over here, who's like calm, just very good. Really, really encouraging for our side, as it were. So super happy about that. I watched a lot of stuff today. I had some time, and I needed to do research for tonight's chill stream, and and also coming, for the week coming up. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I have to be ready, man. Got to be ready. So yeah, good stuff. Got a lot of good clips going to be coming out. I've got Glenn Lawrence working when he has time, because he's a very busy man. I've got him working on doing some really cool clips for me, and we're going to really get some stuff going on. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. Actually, 1776. I actually had AI write a song for me called Kamala Chameleon. Let me see if I can put it as my background audio. Let me see if I can do this. It's a little tune I wrote. I wrote a couple of different versions of it. It goes a little something like this. You guys ready? Let me find that. Where'd it go? There it is. I don't know if I can hear it. Where is my background audio? Ah, there we go. Got it. Found it. There it is. Hiding over here. Ah, there we go. Got it.
There's a girl named Kamala. She's got a unique flair, switching up her stances like she just don't care. When she's hit the progress, she'll take a bold stand.
I had to make it a hippie vibe, right? Because she's from California.
But she just all guessing every single day. Kamala Chameleon, she'll change her tune again.
Changing that tune, man. So in the Dana, whatever her name is, interview, Vance was asked specifically about this, and he said that he didn't really care what she identified as. The fact that she's a liar. it doesn't matter. And he didn't want to get into it, but Dana made the point that her on her father's side, they're Jamaican. I'm not actually sure that Jamaican counts as Black African or not. Somebody in the chat will be smarter than me and can clarify that. What's up, Glenn Lawrence? I have my little custom Kamala tune. Kamala Chameleon. Whatever she needs to be in whatever crowd she's in front of. I'm against fracking. I'm for fracking.
Whatever you want, she can make it flow. Kamala Chameleon should change her tune again to appease them all. It's a high stakes ball.
See, how awesome is that? What's up, Glenn Lawrence? Jump in, buddy. Jump up on the stage. How'd you like my Kamala tune, Glenn? Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah, I get along with AI for some reason. AI and I, we're like this. Yeah. Yeah. So, Kamala Chameleon, folks. Kamala Chameleon. So, pretty good, huh? It's all right. It does kind of sound like Blues Traveler. I was going for a little bit more of an electronic sound, but for some reason the AI just didn't like it. It came up with the hippie music, but the hippie music works. It kind of flows, you know. That it's got that San Francisco vibe, bro. Like Kamala. Camel toe is as camel toe does. So, but yeah, that was pretty cool. All right. I think we got Mr. Glenn Lawrence on the stream.
Yo.
On his phone, I'm assuming.
No, I'm at the house now. I just dropped Pearl off at her hotel. Yeah, I dropped her off at her hotel.
All right, cool.
And then I'm getting ready for tomorrow's eventful day.
All right, man. All right. A lot of work.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Hey, man,
we're going to be on the radio tomorrow. We're going to hit the radio and then Jubilee. So it's going to be fun. Some good shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're back with us, Glenn. You know, you've been very busy lately, so I'm good. It's good to see you. I know you were on last night for a little bit, but you know, it's good to have you back in your own.
Last night was awesome, man. Like last night's clip right there.
Yeah.
That right there should go viral.
What did you think about Thursday's show, man? What did you think about that?
Dude, that's like you have so many clip-worthy moments.
I know. When I did it, after I listened to it, I was like, "Oh, this is gold. It's all gold."
It is like there's like not any like bad, you know, moments there.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I don't even know what got me into it. I was just thinking about
like what crawled up your ass.
Well, somebody was talking about taxes and so in another, I was watching another show and they were talking about, well, actually they're talking about voting and literally like every single issue they were talking about, like abortion, for example, climate change, fucking fracking, all of these issues, but nobody was talking about the number one issue, which is our financial state, right? And it all boils down to the taxation, the spending, the out of control spending, all of that. And I was like, you know, somebody needs to get people back to fucking reality, because that's how all this goes, right?
Yeah.
Like you and I would you and I can have a conversation and we'll talk about, hey, this is how the economy is going. And man, my life fucking sucks. And then you go, yeah, my life kind of sucks too. And the economy is really bad. And then 2 days later, after 40,000 commercials about abortion and, all of the, and 2A rights and all of this stuff, you're completely distracted from the taxation issue. And all you can think about is, man, I'm pissed about this abortion thing. And this works on a lot of liberals, right? And, so it's, and some of the stupid things they say, right? Like, well, we can't do anything about it. Well, fuck yeah, we can. We can quit sending $3, $4, $5, $6 trillion overseas every 6 months to various foreign countries that fucking hate us to begin with, right? That have never done shit for us. Right. Like, I mean, and so this is, I was on fire the other day, dude. I was like burning.
America needs to stop being everybody's stepdaddy.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly right, man. We are not the world's keeper. We're not the police of the world. We're not, we're not grandpappy with the little coin purse out to give you a quarter to spend at the grocery store. No, that's not dude. Get out of here with that.
But the globalists have a plan, though. You know what it is, right?
And that's exactly the problem. The globalist. That's you're gonna get me going. It's supposed to be a chill stream, bro.
Okay, let's talk about some hoes then.
Yeah. But you're right. It's and I don't know if you watch how much of it you watch, but I'll go all the way back to when how the taxation advanced layer after layer after layer until there was nothing we could do about it, and then they established a central bank, and once they did that, we were fucked. Like the minute they established the central bank, the Fed, we were fucked instantly. And it would be great if we could get rid of the central bank. It really would. Like I honestly believe that if we could get rid of the Fed 100%. Well, okay, let me rephrase. If we could get rid of the Fed for domestic matters, we would be fucking great.
If we could get rid of the Fed, period, it would be great. We don't need the federal bank.
I think the only reason we need a federal bank for is to deal with offshore commerce, right? Which is how it was intended to begin with. Was when we're dealing with foreign countries and foreign currency, then okay, yeah, let the federal government jump in there. That's cool.
Yeah, but
otherwise,
that's just a currency exchange. We just need a currency exchange.
Sure,
that's it.
And that's in the pre-Civil War. That's exactly how it was. Because if I lived in Tennessee, the Tennessee bank printed money against gold or whatever that I had, it printed money that I used in the state of Tennessee. If I went to Georgia, I'd have to exchange that for Georgia dollars, or I'd have to exchange it for gold and then exchange the gold for Georgia dollars, right? Or writs. I could get a writ from my bank and go to a bank in Georgia or North Carolina, wherever, and that's and that would work, right? And then, because the banks would transfer money between themselves, and that was a real thing. And that's actually one of the biggest reasons the Civil War was fought, was because the South, when they seceded and they were, that they were a country for a whole year, and in that year they respected states' rights, and every state had a say in the banking, right? And the Union honestly could not allow that to flourish because they were really afraid that other states would secede. So it's a really interesting deal. Mr. Boulay automatically wants to get in on the gold thing, of course. Well, actually, foreigners don't want our dollar right now because
our dollar sucks.
Well, the foreigners don't really want our dollar right now because their economies are suffering as well, and so their money's worth less against our dollar every day as well, and so they would just as soon trade in something that's closer equivalent, right? and that's but that's okay. You know, that it'll swing back around. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing, and the amount of debt that we have in general is really fucked up. You know, and I know that it's like this in most metropolitan areas for sure, and some suburban areas, but like in Nashville, we have so much extra housing right now. I think the last I checked, which was about 3 weeks ago, there were 18,000 empty apartments. 18,000. That's a lot.
Damn. Where?
A lot. In Nashville. And they're building more, and they're building something like another 20 or 30,000 apartments.
Yeah, that's what they're doing out here. They're building like tons of apartments out here.
Right. But the problem is that it's this really interesting dynamic where, and I actually had a meeting about this today, was those apartments, a lot of the construction has come to a stop because the spread has reduced to the point that they can't make money.
Yeah.
It costs so much to build now that, you know, they have to go to the banks to get these loans. They can't pay the debt. They can't service the debt, and the banks won't give them any more money because the profit margin is dwindling, right? So like if you were planning on a 6% return, that's good. But if that return diminishes down to 2%, then you can't really service your debt and stay in business at the same time. So
yeah,
it's really bad. And I know it's happening in Nashville. I'm assuming it's happening in other metropolitan areas that are overbuilding as well. And COVID was a big part of this for Nashville because we had so many people moving here, and whether we wanted to or not, and they but now that demand for housing has gone away, and so we have entire developments empty. There's a mobile home community that somebody was building out not too far from me, maybe 30 minutes from me. It's huge. It's got to be 100 acres. Yeah, it's got to be 100 acres. It's probably 200 homes, and they're just about half the homes are actually placed. None of them are actually finished, right? So they don't have all the cladding and everything put on. They're not move-in ready, so to speak, and they just ran out of money, and they're just sitting there empty. And the bank probably owns it right now.
Yeah, you know what? Like Vegas, they were having issues with the casinos like that. I forgot which casino that they tore down, and some other casino bought out the area, and they were building it back up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then it just stopped. They halted in the middle of construction, and then it sat there over COVID, and then someone else just bought it recently and finished it. I think it's called Fountain Blue or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's so much construction going on in Vegas. It's crazy. Like, I can't even, like, you know how it used to be that there was never any construction in Vegas? Like, it just never
hated living in Vegas through all that construction, bro.
Remember how it just never changed, right?
Yep.
Well, they would change signs, right? But that's basically about it. And now,
that was back in the good old days.
Now it's like every year they announce a new casino is going to be built. That's 3 or 4 or 5 years out, and it's just it's endless construction. It's endless.
Yeah,
it's terrible. And I like Vegas. You know, I like going there. I think it's.
I thought LA traffic was bad. I thought LA traffic was bad, but man, when I moved to Vegas, like during the construction, I'm like, yo,
don't even own a car,
how is it that I live 7 miles away? And it's taking me an hour to get fucking home. I've been stuck in traffic.
Yeah, but the thing is that I wouldn't own a car if I lived in Vegas. I would never drive my own car. I would Uber literally fucking everywhere.
You know what? You do that, but they add up at night. Those Ubers go up in price. They triple
I don't
sometimes.
go out at night. So. but it's cheap and they actually get through traffic easier.
But see, like, I never even like.
I could have done better on a bicycle. Thank you, Kevin.
I never really hung out downtown that much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
you only need an Uber downtown.
That's true.
Because like down by the strip, that's where you need an Uber. Everywhere else, you want to drive. You know what? I'm trying to. I'm working on it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Chinese are the biggest buyers of our debt anymore. Matter of fact, I think that we've made inroads into buying our debt back.
Aren't the Japanese the number one buyers of our debt?
Who's that?
The Japs.
Well, the Japs we launder money, so the Japanese stock market's where we launder money, and that's why when their stock market crashed, it really hurt us a lot. Like a lot.
For a day.
No, dude, it's still down.
It didn't hurt us like that much.
No, it didn't hurt you that much.
Well, that's true.
But other people, it hurt them. Arthur Dye, how much is your retirement down because of the stock market crash last week? It's crazy to wake up and see 1,000-point drop in the stock market. That's just fucking nuts, dude.
What do you do after that? Like, I don't know. Whoever sent me these new, somebody sent me some Bluetooth. I think
headphones. Also the idea that they're buying our debt is wrong. I think what the UK and Japan and China all are simply investing into the U.S. and we're allowing them to do that in a very specific way. I don't like when it's portrayed that way, because if we cannot be giving the Ukraine trillions of dollars and then taking a loan out from China, that's not exactly how it works. But now when you talk about individual banks, now for sure the Chinese have a vested interest in purchasing assets, and banks are assets, and their debt is an asset. When you talk about buying, when people talk about the Chinese are buying our debt, a lot of times they make it sound like the Chinese are buying the governmental debt, and that's actually not accurate. You need to be accurate, I guess. Lost 60K. It's up to now we're only lost 30K. Yeah. Well, and remember, the way that recovery looks to me, it looks prime for another drop. Honestly, waiting for that to happen. Arthur Dye, you missed my Kamala Chameleon tune that I had AI write for me today. So I love AI now. Like, I didn't like it before, but I love AI now. So
I'm sorry, like I've heard like a couple people making new songs. I'm like, but you guys still don't beat my Pretty Misandra song. My Pretty Misandra song is number one. You can't go wrong with the Pretty Misandra song. Like, that song is a knocker, dude.
That's true. Yeah.
I have people hitting me up like, yo, where did you get that song from? Like, I made it.
Anson Knowles, good to see you, man. Where were you last night? You missed out on a good time. It's not like
he was with his AI girlfriend.
Was he? I hope not. Oh, I'll play it right now. Arthur Dye.
There's a girl named Kamala. She's got a unique flair, switching up her stances like she just don't care.
Switching up those stances, just don't care.
With the moderates, it's a whole different plan. Everyone's on edge, never knowing what she'll say, but she gets all guessing every single day.
great tune, Glenn.
What?
It's a great tune.
It is.
When the votes are on the line, she's right there in the mix.
Votes on the line.
On issues just to get those kicks. In one room she's a fighter, in another she's a friend. With every new appearance, it's a chance to transcend. She's a master of disguise, ever shifting into style. Keeps you on your toes with that chameleon smile. Kamala, chameleon.
That sounds cool, Anson Knowles. Good deal. Is it misogynistic that they use a male singer to sing it?
Not at all.
So how's Pearl doing, Glenn?
She's doing good.
She had some fun with that.
We were throwing axes today.
I'm sorry? Oh yeah, throwing axes. Yeah. That was cool. I talked to you while you guys kind of either just finished that or
Yeah. Yeah, like I feel sorry for any guy that breaks her heart. She can tap him and get an axe thrown at them.
Well, she's got to come to Tennessee. I'll teach her how to shoot.
Yeah, that'll be fun too. Like we're thinking about going out there. I forgot when she mentioned, but she wants to do something out there again. So
yeah,
we'll probably be out there eventually, probably by the end of the year sometime. As the producer, as Mr. Producer, as I am.
Mr. Producer.
Yeah, like tomorrow is going to be fun because she's going to be on, we're going to be on a radio station that's a syndicated radio station. So it's like not just like local, it's like on Sirius XM. The guy that I know, he's affiliated with Eminem, and they get on Shade 45, so they get on Eminem's radio station. So you never know. Might be on Eminem's channel tomorrow. So it'll be cool. Eminem's a white rapper. You probably don't know who he is.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody know that guy. Sounded like a bag of cats, huh? Well, everyone's a critic.
Who said it sounded like a bag of cats?
Oh, my buddy Kevin. The minion. He's the
Kevin
minion.
from Sales.
Yeah, Kevin from Sales.
Oh, okay.
So Kevin from tech support.
Oh man.
Anson, did your move go smoothly? I mean, I know that it sucks that you have to move out of your place and the divorce and everything. So that I know it sucks, but is it going to be better? Are you cool, or how's that going for you, man? Oh, Kevin, man, it's a rough night. Rough night.
What's the topic going to be tonight?
It's chill stream, man. Whatever you want it to be.
Oh man, you know me. I'm gonna drop some triggering shit for you, and then walk away from
it. Go ahead. You just drop the bombs and walk out, man. It's fine.
That's what I do. I'm an arson.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh man. Let's see. What were we talking? Oh, here we go. You know how they say like a woman, like their brain doesn't develop at least till they're 25?
I mean, that's what they want you to talk about.
Okay, so here we go. They can't vote until they're 27. The brain got to fully develop. And then on top of that, their opinion doesn't matter until they're 27. There we go. We just solved the problem. Right?
Maybe, but
Then and basically they should be under their parents' rule until 27.
adult supervision. They need to be under adult
Yeah.
supervision until
Adult
27.
supervision until 27. Since they say like, hey, their brains don't develop until they're 27 or 25. All right, cool. Then you still live at home with mom and dad. And
That the science on that was bad. That's not accurate.
that science was done by a female feminist. Arthur, you should know better.
Well, it also that's not exactly what that science showed. Is what it showed is that because typically during that time period, young girls got more healthy food than young females got more healthy food and more and better care than young males. That's why males seemed to develop slower. Although I don't think that's
if they say they would develop slower based off what? Some feminist test?
This is actually the basest thing I've read in a while. Since cats spread toxoplasmosis, all cat ladies should be prevented from voting due to reasons of insanity.
Oh, I agree.
Ooh, that's good. Anson's it's what happens when dudes get divorced, they become super.
It's that post-divorce clarity.
The post-divorce clarity. That's like post-nut clarity, but stronger.
Yes, it's 10 times more potent.
That's awesome. Raising voting age to 21 again would be a good idea, but then you have the problem that people serve in the military after age 18, which is largely
no. Boys, men 18 and over get to vote.
Men get to vote because they do, or actually anyone who serves in the military in a functioning manner. No,
because that means women could still do that too. No.
Okay. I said in a meaningful manner. Like you couldn't be a clerk, but you could be like a,
women
medic.
are not. Women shouldn't be able to join the military. Period.
Oh.
They actually serve no purpose in the military.
Glenn's coming out hot tonight. Hot.
Okay.
What was that chick from last night? She needs to come in and tell you that you're wrong, and her whole chat can talk about how stupid we are. So,
she don't want this smoke.
She don't want the smoke. She's probably not coming back, to be honest. So that's good.
All women serve in the military as a distraction. That's all they are.
You're talking about barracks bunnies, and that is a real thing. That's a real thing.
They required us to lower our standards.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a distraction. That's a potential hazard. Sorry, but I think like if women want to serve our country, then they need to join the Secret Service hoe force. Okay, and then just be hoes for presidents, so we have no crazy fucking scandals. Grid, where you at, man? Why you off camera? Tell me that shit ain't true, though.
Oh, man. They are sworn to secrecy.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's funny. You've got a problem that very few people qualify for the military as it is. Only 23% of people age 18 to 25, so they're having trouble recruiting.
That's because you got fat kids eating ho-hos all the way from toddler years.
You don't care if you were fat. They would take you fat, dude. Take you if you're in trouble. There were a lot of dudes. This is a tragedy of our time, is that there were a lot of dudes who got into trouble, right? Like drinking, partying, beating people up, crashing their car through fences, stealing shit, whatever, when they were 17 or 18. And judges would literally give them a choice. You can go to jail for 5 years, or you can join the military today and ship out tomorrow. And you know what? The guys that chose to ship out became great fucking men.
Yo, you know what? When I left, like, I went to MEPS, like, and then I came back from MEPS. And then 2 days later, I'm like, they called my recruiter, like, all right, he's leaving. So he calls me up on April 1st, right? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? He goes, hey, you leave tomorrow. I'm like, shut the fuck up. And he's like, dead ass. I was like, oh, hell no. Your mom would disagree with me? Well, that's very disobedient of her.
Well, the thing is, though, is that's one of the best things about the military is they teach unruly young men to be stand-up citizens. So, I mean, we can chase this tail all day. It's great. It's great.
Yes, the Secret Service.
Don't quote Glenn. Don't quote Glenn. Nobody's quoting Glenn. Why are we not quoting Glenn?
Of course, quote me.
They did kick a lot of vets out because of the vaccine. Tulsi Gabbard was in the news. Apparently, she is on a watch list when she goes to fly.
So are we.
Well, I know I am. Fuck, I'm on all the lists. There's no list that I'm not on. But she's apparently been being tracked as a threat of some kind by various agencies.
You know why? You remember
Tulsi Gabbard? That seems.
You remember
weird.
the X-Men? Remember the cartoon, the X-Men, the comic book?
Yeah.
She's Rogue with the silver straight hair.
Oh yeah, actually, that's a real thing.
Yeah,
that's legit. I like that.
She
seemed to have done okay in the military. But you know what? The thing is that I don't actually have I don't have a problem with women in the military as long as they meet the same standards as the men.
But they don't. So then you should have a problem with women in the military.
Then most can't. And I've literally, like, all the men I know in the military say the same thing. They don't give a shit, male, female, alien, what the fuck ever. But they got to be able to count on you. You've got to meet the same standard. You have to be able to do your job. And if you can't, look, if you're a dude, this is what's so fucked up about this, Arthur Daya. This is why people will give you a bunch of pushback on this. A dude that can't hold his weight, that cannot meet the criteria, he will get beat up mentally, physically, emotionally.
Oh yeah, those blanket parties are no joke.
They will literally, his mates, his squad mates, teammates, platoon mates, the people that he depends on and they depend on him, they are going to whip his ass into shape, or they're going to whip his ass out. Guaranteed.
Now, our
100%.
goal is to wash them out.
Either you're going to meet the standard or you're fucking gone. So what's up, Les? How are you? Yeah. Get pregnant to avoid duty. I can't do that, bro.
No, that's what they do. Yeah.
That's true.
If they're about to go on tour, they get knocked up.
I mean, Mr. Boulay is absolutely accurate. The Army did lower the physical fitness requirements for women. Men still have to meet the same requirements.
Every branch has a lower requirement for women.
Even the Marines have now. They didn't, but I think they do now. Somebody can fact check. Somebody fact check me on that. But yeah, I mean, right. And Arthur Dye, this is right. You very few women can carry a combat loadout. That's true.
But they could definitely take a combat load.
Glenn's on it tonight. He had to be nice for 2 whole days while Pearl was here. And
What are you talking about?
He's letting it loose.
I blame Pearl for this. This is all
Pearl for this.
This is all Pearl's doing. Like all we do is like rag on dumb bitches all day long.
Anson Knowles. W's in the chat for Anson Knowles. W's in the chat for Anson Knowles. Women in the pleasure corps have been supporting the military for generations.
Are you talking about
just draft all the OF models to service our members in the military?
Hey, you know what?
The head, and now we need the tail.
I've always said that, like, you know what?
Tail.
These OnlyFans models and shit, you know, since they're putting their vagina to use, like, and they don't want to pay taxes. Well, you know what? They could do. They could.
Ass.
We could just tax that ass.
This is gonna be a great night. This is gonna be good. Yeah. If you can't make PT, just identify as a female. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. I'm an airborne ranger. Not really.
You be sucking on some airborne strangers, is what you're doing.
I mean, hey, you know, again, the military has the head. Now all they need is the tail. And then you can get head and tail.
They're getting a lot of tail.
That's just fucking awesome.
All you gotta do is follow the snail trail.
It gives an entirely new meaning to the term "cum dumpster."
And
yes. You heard it here first, folks. We are solving the world's problems one at a time, starting with women's usefulness in the military.
Some honomics.
You get 4 minutes additional as a woman. Okay, that's good. Wow, 4 fucking minutes. That's a long time.
Oh, how many push-ups do they got to do? It's way less.
I don't know.
They don't even got to do real push-ups. They do this like on your knees shit, like they're already there sucking dick.
That's true. That is true. That is honomics.
Hey, I guarantee you, honomics will get us out of this national debt issue that we have. If you think about it, put all the debt, just tax the shit out of these hoes.
See, then they don't have to worry about push-ups. They can just work on their deep knee bends and squats.
They need to work on that, the neck exercise for the throat.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Oh yeah, you know the Marines have to do 12 fucking pull-ups, or 12 or 15.
Yeah,
like, that's fucking legit, dude. Like anybody that does pull-ups, and they're like real pull-ups too, like no cheating.
It's down, hang, pull up,
and you have to hold the hang. You can't just go down and just bounce back up.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah, it's a dead man's thing.
Yeah. That's some serious shit, dude. Like if you do pull-ups, you know right away that that's some serious motherfucking shit right there. So, and that's the minimum.
Yeah,
I think the more pull-ups you can do, I think you actually get paid for a higher physical evaluation. You get paid more. It's like
you get a better bonus, sign-on bonus. You know, yeah. I mean, I think about it like. We could really turn these hoes into a very good profit margin with some honomics.
Guy, you weigh like 80 pounds. To be able to do 4 pull-ups, I mean, you should be able to do that with like your ring fingers.
I could do that with one arm. 4 pull-ups.
What's up, Stepfire? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. 304 nomics.
Yeah, them honomics, you know. It'll help us bring down the hoflation.
It's a hoedown. It's a hoedown downtown. That's what we're talking about.
It'll bring down the hoflation. You know.
I don't know if Candace Owens coined the term honomics, but certainly she used it She uses it a lot.
No, she did not create honomics. Look, women don't create anything.
Glenn's on a roll, baby. Glenn is on a roll.
Name one thing a woman has created besides problems and sin.
Drama.
That falls into problems.
We're just gonna lump it all into one. Okay.
They don't create children. Men create children.
They crochet doilies and things like that.
Useful.
That's funny. Oh, Serene says you. A woman created you.
No, my dad's nut created me. Okay.
She was just my rib in the divorce. That's cold-blooded, man.
My mom was just the easy bake oven that I was put in.
Yeah. The only thing they created was a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Higher self-deletion in men. Damn, Cam the King is coming out hot. Hot.
See, but I said useful stuff.
Where's Flow State? He needs to come in here and tell us all to be nice to women.
Oh. Where's Ava? Let's just roast her.
She's not coming back, dude. She doesn't have that kind of fortitude. She's gonna get smoked on whatever. I mean, like, she thought she was doing good against us joking with her last night. Like,
we weren't even serious. Like, we were like half
I
serious.
was not serious at all. I thought it was fucking hilarious. Flow State is, would you call him a simp, Glenn?
No.
I'm really sure. I don't think so. Not a simp.
No.
Hey, what's up, Nick? I see you out there. I see all the good, all the normal people. Serious Shelby. See, Cola. I'm sorry. What's the chemo reference? What? I missed out on something. Cola. Does Cola stand for something? By the way, is that like King of L.A.? Is that
no? Because that's me.
That's bad. That's good. I for a minute there, I thought you were going to say you were the Queen of L.A.
No, never.
Fuck yes. But W's in the chat for Cam, because that's true shit. I've got this. I've got the clip. I've got the clip. I'll have the clip for you immediately upon me doing it. You just made up. Okay, all right, that's cool. Ava is shaking her ass for donos for a.
I mean, with
currently
with
probably
a name
so.
like Ava, what do you expect? That sounds like a broke stripper name.
The G. I mean, what kind of dumbass? And she's like, if I get bigger, I may need to change my nickname or whatever the fuck she said. I was like, I mean,
South Florida. I don't think South Florida is my vibe.
Yeah.
Like Miami, that's not my vibe.
Yeah. He's too chill for Miami. Miami's like Coke. Yeah, it's Coke Town. Chemotherapy. Women created chemotherapy. Probably created the need for.
You mean they created the cancer that?
Glenn seems more like a South Alabama trailer park kind of guy.
That's about right.
I could see that. I could literally see that with one of those little carports, those small ones where you can just fit two Harleys side by side.
Hell yeah.
And one of them on a stand in like pieces with the engine apart, and the other one like ready to like tricked out. My
vibe, like, okay, I'm kind of weird. I have a weird vibe because like I am an LA. I'm an LA city guy. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the streets, but
at least you're not an LA woman.
But I'm at the age where like I don't want to fucking deal with people in the street, so I want to be in the country. I'm like the city slicker that wants to move to the country.
Glenn does not have his shit on lock in California. Glenn would leave California tomorrow if there was a clear path forward.
Fuck yeah, I'd be out.
He would be gone so fast. He would have to call on the road to cancel his appointments. Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna make it because I'm fucking 3 states away right now.
No, I wouldn't even answer the appointments. I'm like, oh, my bad.
I'm sorry. Was that yesterday? Fuck, I'm sorry. Well, I can't reschedule now because I fucking moved. Streets don't define me. That's funny. These streets.
No, I would not go back to Access Vegas. Fuck no.
Vegas is, I don't know if you guys realize this, but Vegas is in a fucking desert. There ain't shit out there, especially once you get outside of town. Once you get outside of town,
I would live in like Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Yeah.
I'll live in the outskirts of Nashville.
Yep.
See, I want to be within like a good hour away from a big city.
Yeah.
Like that's my vibe. I don't want to see a neighbor for like a good minute.
So I told Brian he should move, and he's like, but I think he just has everything so on lock there that he just can't even think about moving. Yeah,
until the Santa Barbara prices go up.
They are going up. I mean,
I know they're going up bad.
Dude has to like make a bunch of. I mean, people are like, "Well, he's making a bunch of money." I'm like, "Yeah, I bet he spends a shit ton too."
He's making a bunch of money just to be California broke.
California broke. That's right. That's the thing, man. It's like I made $1 million this year, and I'm poor as fuck. Like that's the real thing.
I don't. So I like the heat, but not the heat. See, Vegas and Arizona have that like it's gonna burn you and you're gonna die heat, and I'm not cool with that.
It was 100 degrees here today. It was bad.
It was 92 out here.
Yeah, it was bad today. 100 degrees. Was not happy. Third day, it's been 100 degrees too. Not happy.
Yeah, Cam. I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Yeah. You were living Bouger. All right. $4,200 a month for rent. That's balling right there. That's a nice apartment in LA.
No, it's not.
5 years ago. 10 years ago.
That's like
it was raining in Atlanta. We were supposed to have like serious rainstorms all weekend. And we didn't even go out on the boat. We were going to go out on the boat today. And I was like, it's going to rain. I don't want to have to deal with the fucking rain and then have to come back and do my show.
Wait, is Arthur Dye in Arizona? Is that what it is?
She's in Florida. She's she's outside of Miami, I think.
See, that's why she wanted me to move to South Florida.
Yeah. No, she just feels like you're Florida man. That's all. She recognizes the breed, sees them every day.
I can fuck with Florida people. You can put me in any demographic and I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like I'm that kind of guy. Like I could walk in a room and be cool with anybody. But for me, I just like to live on the outskirts of whatever town.
Florida has the best news. Fuck, that's true. Goddamn. Nick, Florida has the best news. Well, I don't know. LA had a car chase this weekend. A fucking Hyundai or a Kia. Who the hell runs from the cops in a Kia?
Look, me and Pearl wanted to make some good IRL, streams yesterday.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah.
We were just driving.
Yeah, you definitely couldn't pay me to live in Miami or Daytona. I don't like Daytona. I like outside of Daytona.
See, wouldn't mind like, I don't know, like, see, Tennessee just seems nice to me. Like when I was out there, the weather was cool. People are chill. Well,
you have to understand, man. In the summer, it gets seriously hot here and humid. Like you walk outside and your shirt's like, I gauge how hard I've worked and how hot it is by how much my shirt weighs after I'm done at the end of the day in sweat. So if it's like a 3-pound shirt day, that's some serious sweating. But I like it. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. Some people hate it. I know people here, they're just the humidity is so bad. And I'm like, well, fucking move. So
yeah, humidity could be rough.
I love humidity though.
I'm not a big humidity fan. I'm not a big humidity. See, that's why I like Idaho, man. Like Idaho is nice.
Kevin, yeah, Kevin lives over in Knoxville, so I don't know how bad it is over there, humidity wise, but it says there are days in July that I change clothes 3 times during the day.
That's how it was. That's how it was when I was in Vegas. I was like, damn.
Yeah, Vegas is bad too. You just don't realize you're sweating that much, but you can smell it for sure. Yeah, but I think
I would wake up, go outside, check the mail, take a shower, come back,
Yeah.
go to the gym, take a shower, go take the dog for a walk, take a shower. It's like, damn, my water bill is ridiculous.
I'm on Fatty's Discord now, man. That dude has always got like.
Yeah, I'm on Fatty's Discord too.
Huh?
I'm on his Discord too.
I've got to turn the notifications off, man. There's like always a note. I mean, like 24/7.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, actually, I turn off everybody's like notifications.
As well, you should have. So. The nicest thing about Tennessee, though, is our power bill, because we have nuclear plants and hydroelectric. So we have very low and power usage. And nobody gives a shit if you water your lawn all fucking year long. You can water it in the middle of winter. Nobody will give a fuck. They'll think you're weird. Also, nobody really gives a fuck what you do anyway. Like, just don't care.
I like that. I like that nobody gives a fuck shit, because that's.
Yeah.
I hate when people be asking all these dumb questions.
Yeah.
Nobody asking dumb questions. Just.
Yeah, TVA. The TVA is a great organization when it comes to power generation and creating lakes and things like that.
Yep.
Green lawns are for grumpy old men, and that's why mine looks fan-fucking-tastic. Just saying. The way it does. Really is. TVA is socialism.
Well, great. I'm going to hop off. I got to get some shit done before tomorrow morning.
All right, man. That sounds cool. We'll get somebody else back up here to make fun of people and stuff.
Sounds good. I'll chat with you later.
All right, man. We'll see you, buddy.
All right. Peace.
All right. See you later. No, Nick. It's not that. It is the Tennessee Valley Authority. Yeah, Glenn was on it tonight. Yeah, I don't like the cold, man. And the thing is here we don't really get that much snow where I'm at. It's either fucking ice or it's rain. That's pretty much it. And we get a lot of ice. We get a lot of broken power lines because of ice. So, but it's like one week a year. Yeah, get Anson up there. Anson can come up. That's fine. He may not be ready yet. He just moved into a new place. I apparently missed something. Gotta scroll back up. Seriously, Shelby gifting the memberships. Hot dog. That's a good way to figure out who's hanging out and being quiet and not participating. Yeah, I don't like ice, man. I don't like the ice. In Sono, well, I'm not. You're gonna have to help me out with that, Screaming Beagle. What in Sonoma County? What did you? Oh, the temperature topped out at 75 in Sonoma County. Okay, that's cool. It was 100 degrees, like straight up 100 degrees today. That's true. He Anson owes me. He said he was going to come on after dinner, and he left. He went to sleep or something. Took a nap. I don't know. Devin Anderson in the house. James Deadman or John Deadman. John Deadman is a cool dude. John Kell was gifted a membership. All these memberships, guys. You guys are getting down. So awesome. Good deal. A lot of memberships tonight. Very good. Okay, that's fine, Anson. Look, it's no big deal. I can monologue, and I'm not gonna. Tonight I don't need to be on for hours and hours. It's I'm just relaxing, having a good time. Serious Shelby. You have dry heat. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so when I was in Denver, I never noticed it. I never really noticed the heat. That's okay, Shelby. I'm just gonna sit here and monologue, and then maybe I'll bring you up in a minute if that's cool. If that's cool. Yeah, I was in Colorado for a while. I was in the Denver area for about 10 years, a little over, something like that. Actually, right at, I think, 11 years. Yeah. 11, 12 years, something like that. It was good. I like Colorado. The only problem with Colorado is the politics changed so radically while I was there. It was terrible. So. Yeah, New Mexico, man. I don't know. I can't. I drive completely across New Mexico without stopping most of the time. And when I do, it's mostly, I think, in like Tucumcari. I stop there for fuel, and then I just keep driving. So. Yep. VA is Virginia is a blue-red state. That's true. That's true. No less, Colorado and New Mexico are basically Colorado's basically a desert. I mean, it isn't a desert, but it's really dry. Hey, Jess, how are you? Getting raided in Colorado. I don't know if I was raided there. I lived there from 2002, almost 2003 until right at like 2013, 2014. So that's right, Cam the King. I actually liked elk hunting. I had like a really big deal about that. Have I ever talked about what growing up was like for me? I mean, I can. I think I've mentioned many times that I was like super poor growing up. I was that kind of poor that like the church would give me, the people from my church would give me clothes. They gave my parents toys and gifts and stuff for me every year. At one point, we were just really poor. I mean, like it was bad, and so I think that's one of the reasons why I'm never really happy with where I'm at in life, because I'm just, and it's not that I'm afraid of being. I'm never afraid of being poor again. I just will work exceedingly hard to not be poor, and so I don't really actually understand people who get used to being poor at all. And I had I didn't have all of the experiences that that I wanted, right? Like I really wanted to be in Boy Scouts, and we couldn't afford that. And even if we could have afforded it, my parents didn't have time to take me because they worked all the time. I wasn't a latchkey kid per se, but I grew up really fast, and by the time I was probably when I was in third or fourth grade, I was walking home from school, and I did that all the way up until high school. And when I was in high school, I rode to school every day with a friend of mine. I very rarely rode a bus when I was growing up. And then one of the key things that changed for me in life was I went to after my freshman year in high school, I was able to go to a military school that had a leadership program, and I won an award for leadership at that school. The first summer I was there, and because I just like it was like hand in a glove, right? Like it was perfect for me. It took longer for the people to accept that I fit in than it did for me to actually fit in, right? And then I had I went to military school. I didn't go home very often. My parents couldn't afford to take the time off work to just drive up to come get me to bring me home. I couldn't couldn't really afford a car until I was until basically my last year in my last year in school. I didn't really so I kind of dated in the last part of my high school, but there was a period of time where, like in middle school, I did the usual thing, like, we were like talking or going or whatever. And then when I got to high school, I just didn't. It was very hard for me to have any kind of like actual like girlfriend or relationship. I just didn't want it, right? Like it just. I went out on a lot of dates, and I had a lot of fun. But I didn't allow myself to get kind of caught up in all of that. And so when I got out of military school and came home, I took that summer between college, between high school and college. I had a great time during high school and college. And I had a great time during oh, dude, we're getting raided. What's up, Mr. E? What's up, Raynor? It's good to see you again. Raynor, you asked me something last night, and I don't know that you stuck around for the answer. I did answer you, but I don't remember what the question was. A lot of raids. Look at all you guys coming in. Everybody, welcome the Crucible. They are coming in. They are raiding us. They are the real deal. They are here. They are here to stay. Mr. Enigmatic, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've chatted. Seriously, Shelby has thrown out some memberships, so you guys can grab up a membership. Teriak has been gifted a membership. Finally, he's a member of my channel. Welcome, Crucible Raiders. Tonight is a chill stream. We are talking about what the fuck ever. If any of you guys would like to come up on the stage and talk to me, if you have a problem with me or things I've said, yes, Busy, it is me, absolutely. You're welcome to come up. While you guys are coming in, I'd like you to listen to this little tune. It's called Kamala Chameleon, and I made it in honor of our lying ass PP. Just dance a little bit while you guys come in, take a seat, hang out, have a good time. Do some good things. I see. White is in the house. I see a lot of familiar faces. You wanted there to be an argument for it. Yeah, I don't really have an argument for it. I did not. I was not arguing it from a moral position. So, you like the hat? The Haktua girl is local to me. Jam out to my music, guys. Jam out, guys. Yeah, the Haktua girl is local to me, and I think that people who make her merchandise are going to do my merchandise, and so we're going to have a good time with that. And yeah, so come on in, take a seat, settle down. We're going to have a good time. We are going to have a great time. Oh, Bricks, and he's crying. I don't think he's crying. So, will I be watching Andrew on Tuesday? Possibly. I tend to not. I tend to watch at least the first half of it.
You come and go. She'll put on a show. Whatever you want, she can make it flow.
My song is too loud. Is that better? Your mom's mom? You hate the beat of the song, Daniel? I'm sorry, man. Anyway. It's a great song. I wrote it today. Yeah, since you guys all showed up, like the stream, hit the buttons, subscribe if you like, and enjoy all of it. Looks like we've got. Looks like I thought I had a chat. Scruffy looking turfer sent in $10. Thank you for that, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of it. It's a chill stream tonight, so if you guys have any issues with me, or if you want to know more about me, or any of those things, you're welcome to come on up. You will need to get a hold of one of the mods. I suggest Mr. Boulay. I'm going to actually send him the link for him to be able to help you guys out, so you can come up. And you're welcome to come up and talk to me as a caller, as it were. And because I'm cool like that. You guys just don't know it, but I am. I'm cool. So yeah, we'll get some guys up here. Now the process for this, guys, is I approve everybody that comes up, and I generally we try to be cool people. So That's about all I ask. Got to work now. You're on union break. Sorry about that. Who to pick, Grid or Sarah the Rotten Tomato? Me, obviously. I'm real. Who did the song? I did. I did that song. I did the song today. AI did it for me, actually. So, sucks to suck, Mr. Boulay. Seriously, Shelby can also get you the link, but he has to do some work. 9-year-old marriage, okay? James, you're going to have to give me more background, John Deadman. Look, if you guys want to come up and chat, come on up and chat. Yeah, come on up. It is a chill stream, so I allow things that I don't normally allow tonight. You guys are going to have a great time. So what missed out on something? Let me see here. I don't support a horse, so Grid's an easy choice. All right. I don't know that Sarah's a whore, but certainly she has she's ruffled my feathers, and I just don't have I honestly just don't have any mental headspace to deal with her. We've got Joey Pyle sending in a super chat. It should pop up in a minute as a TTS. We'll see if it does. If not, then I will go. Yes, I AI did that song for me, Les. AI did that for me. Absolutely. All right, so I got the super chat up here, Joey, but it should come up in a minute. We've got a lot of everything's processing through right now, so that's good. All right. I'm sorry. Let me. You guys are going. The chat is going super
Joey
fast.
Pyle donated $20 super chat. Gotta show support to the patriarchy.
Thank you, sir. I really, really appreciate all the support. Thank you. I appreciate you. Which AI did I use? I would have to look. It was one that showed up on Google. I actually used ChatGPT to write the lyrics, and then I used an AI to make the music. A different AI to make the music. Does that help? I'm not sure. So, yeah. Lot of gifted subs tonight. Thank you to Seriously Shelby, who is one of my mods. So that's awesome. Kieran Markin, good to see you back. Again, if any of you guys would like to come up on the stream, please get a hold of a moderator and we will cycle you through as fast as we can. You will have to wait. This should also show up as a TTS. I'm going to put it up for now. If not, I'll read it. Abigail Hollow, I am doing fine tonight. Dan Bowler, obviously, I try and respond if I can catch a message. If I can't, then I will. I'm sorry, but the chat moves really fast. So if you don't, honestly, when we have this many people and the chat's moving as fast, if I don't see it, your best bet is to do the super chats. And yeah, that's how that works. All right, sorry guys, I got to pop over to a Discord to probably approve someone coming up, and we'll see what's going on here. If you haven't been to my channel before, I talk about a lot of different things. However, tonight is this one will not trigger the TTS, so I'll go ahead and do this. $5 from the scruffy looking turf herder. Apologies if this is a dumb question. I'm here from the Crucible, but are you the Grid One? Yes, I am the Grid One. That's me. I'm Grid One. Here's my logo right there in the corner. Thank you for the $5, sir. Thank you so much. The chat can also answer that. Kieran has the link first. Kieran, come on up, buddy. I'll try and listen for it to tell me when you're in here. I am the famous, infamous Grind One, whatever you want. Whatever the fuck, man. It's all good tonight. Yeah. Enjoy all of the good stuff. I'm not really sure if it's going to read that 10 euro chat. So I'm going to scroll up here, show it again. Anglo for £10. Thank the patriarchy. Thank you, sir. I appreciate all donations. I hope to make the stream well worth your money. That is what I do. It is me for sure. That's right. I need to sell it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So what do we want to talk about? Kieran, have you made it? Are you in yet? I don't see Kieran yet, but we'll get him up here. We'll get him up here. So yes, the Hawk Tua girl is local to me. I have not, in fact, met her. However, when I went looking for her, I did find who does her merch, including this hat. This hat is signed. Yeah, see it? Oh, wait, my finger's there. Yeah, all right. So the hat is signed. I actually have two of them. Mister, you're trying to get in. Get one of the get a hold of one of the mods, and they'll get you in. And the Hawk Tua girl is actually pretty based, honest. I've been following her career a little bit, and she's doing all right. Is it by C White? What by Bick White? What's how do I say that?
I mistyped it. Buck White.
Buck White. Yeah, you look familiar. How are you? We've talked before. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. My 03 Taurus will still smoke any car you have.
Yeah, sure. Give me 1 second. Anglo, £10 from Anglo again. Whatever podcast win. Working on that. I'm honestly, I'm just not pushing Brian very hard on it. I could, but it'll be a remote. It will not be in person. I don't go to California unless I absolutely have to. Dude was on Speaks. Okay. Last night. Okay, cool.
This is so much more responsive than StreamYard. I like it. This is nice. Because I use StreamYard and stuff whenever I do stream. And this is, you can't see anything anyone's doing. This is actually nice.
I like this, and it works better with Microsoft. It works better with Windows than it does with Chrome, which I don't really care one way or the other. But yeah. You were on Verbal Combat last night, right?
Yeah, I think I got 47% of the vote, but the other guy had a better mustache than me, so he won. And he's like, "Fuck you, bro."
That's the way. Who won last night?
I didn't stick around long. It went so late that I didn't really stick around for it. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah,
it was too late because they go till like 2 a.m. on that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
Verbal Combat's kind of interesting. I've been asked why I haven't done it, and that's usually because I do a show on Friday nights, and he always does it on Friday nights, so it's hard for me to be there. Speak has asked me to be a guest on his show, but I haven't actually decided whether or not I'm going to do it yet. But I'm glad you came up. You have any other questions or anything you want answered or anything like that? Because I usually only have one or two people up at a time. So,
you're good.
All right, cool, man. If you don't mind, mind bouncing off, I'm going to put Mister up. And
I ain't got really nothing else to say. Just saying, what's up?
Hey,
is
man,
everybody?
It's good to see you again. Good to see you again. Have a good night, man.
Oh, yeah,
see
man.
you, buddy.
Have a good night, bro.
All right. Mister, welcome, dude. How are you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Excellent. I'm sorry, man. I didn't realize you weren't quite ready to come up. Apologize.
No, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Can you hear me good? How's my mic?
You're a little low, but I can actually boost that here. I turn everybody's mic starts off at halfway, so I have control so people don't blow me up. So, how are you tonight?
Yeah, just good. My half a day off I get for the week. So,
right.
But I know you're kind of more into the political thing like I am, so I just wanted to bring up a couple of stories for the week just to spread some news. So, the first one, what do you think about Trump bringing in Tulsi as an advisor for the debates? That was one of the.
Oh, I like Tulsi. Look, I think she's really sharp. I watched Vance have an interview with Dana Carr or whatever her name is. And the interview, I mean, I tell you what, if he can be as cool in the debate as he was during that interview, he is going to smoke Walz. Absolutely smoke him into the dirt. Walz will lose his temper and yell at Vance. 100%. And I like everything that they're doing debate wise right now. Trump and Vance. They're taking it seriously, right? Like they're taking this whole campaign seriously. They're doing interviews, they're doing appearances, literally every single thing they're doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Like they even admit when they're wrong. Like Vance, I mean, I heard Vance today say, "Hey, when I first heard of Trump running, I believed what everyone was saying about how he was going to be the worst president in history. I believed everything. And you know what? He ended up being one of the best presidents we've had in my lifetime. And that changed my mind." Do you know what kind of nuts it takes for a politician to stand up and say something like that publicly? Yeah. They don't admit when they're fucking wrong, dude. They'll defer.
I saw it when Vance did that video on they covered him in Congress doing a speech on why he was against sending people in the community that served before. They can't really go at him at a moral angle because he saw it firsthand. And for him to say like, hey, all this money going overseas and stuff, it's got to stop. That doesn't mean we're not into defending ourselves when we need to, but just him pointing out the stuff they don't want him to say. That's when he wanted to. Scott.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I want to give other people a chance to.
You're starting to kind of break up. I don't know whether you're lagging out or your phone is dropping. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Well, that was good.
Better?
Yeah, that was better. You were saying
that was better. Okay. You were saying Yeah, I just wanted to cover two other things real quick. Okay. Some people might not know. So these sources for these stories, they come from all the good right-wing guys. They have general places they look for these stories. One of them is called Citizen Free Press. Did you ever hear about it?
I've heard of. I'm getting a lot.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if anyone wants to look this stuff up, they can go to Citizen Free Press and they have their own website and stuff. It's not like a channel or anything, but they have all like the sources for everything. Anyway, the second one would be Tim Walz donating. Either he donated or he got a $2 million campaign contribution from people linked to Al Qaeda or something like that, which is crazy. That was one of the topics I saw, and I was just like, "What?"
We have to be really careful about. I'm sorry, man. You're echoing.
You're echoing. Okay. Oh, sorry. I'll mute for.
Yeah, if you don't mind. So we have to be really careful with these campaign contributions because what happens is anybody can contribute. They can only control so much of it. So that's one of the things they said about Trump too, right? Like all of these Russian donations, and it really didn't carry any water. What they tried with Trump though was to say that he met with these people as well. So I would be very more concerned with Walz looking at his travel history, looking at who he's talked to, where he's been, what kind of meetings he's taken, what his calendar looks like for the past 3 or 4 years. I'd be very concerned looking at that. But I don't know the campaign contribution thing. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure how important that is. But I had not heard that, so that's interesting to hear. So.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I
mean, I did hear you.
Okay, Kamala has a plan. I don't know if you heard this one. This one's a big one too. She's gonna implement some commie like price regulation thing as a means to a answer for the bad economy. You know, which I thought was ridiculous, but they're trying to hide the actual plan of what that means. You know,
yeah,
because it sounds more like a Venezuela thing, which we've talked before, which kind of leads me to the people that I don't like most in the atmosphere, the political sphere, which is these not classical liberals, but these socialist lunatic like blue haired types,
So and then I'll say this, and then if you don't mind, I'll move on to the next guy. They've been waiting patiently, but so the thing about Kamala is you can't believe a fucking word out of her mouth. She literally, the song that I wrote today is about how she changes position on who she's in front of. If she's in front of somebody that is pro oil, then she'll talk about fracking. If she's in front of somebody that's pro environment, she'll talk about shutting down oil rigs. You can't believe a fucking word that comes out of that woman's mouth. She has no position on anything. So, and I really appreciate you coming up, man.
No, happy Saturday to everybody. And, I just want to say one thing real quick too, that these are the things that they need to be pointing out. Not, appealing to emotions for these lunatics doesn't help for nothing. You got to point out the threat of what they're trying to do, really. So, but anyway, I'll hop out.
You should check out my Thursday afternoon stream from this past Thursday. And I believe it was Thursday the 14th. It was the early stream that I did two streams on Thursday. It was the early morning. It was the afternoon stream. You should check that out. You'll really and let me know what you think about it, because it's a great stream.
I will.
The first hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes is really good. So let me know what you think.
I'm gonna drop out. Yeah.
See you, buddy. Thank you. Welcome, GOK. Thanks for being so patient back in the background. I apologize. I enjoy talking to people. So
yeah, man, I appreciate talking to you as well.
Oh, I'm saying, yeah, you can. You don't have to have the cam on if you don't want.
It was like super zoom, so I was like, yeah, forget it.
Sorry. I got you, bro. I got you. It's okay. So you had a question, or you have a complaint? You have you want to lodge a formal protest? What's up, man? What do you want to do?
No, man, I love your stuff. I had two. I didn't want to take up too much of your time, but the first one was what got you into like the whatever space.
Well, that's actually really easy. My son turned 13 and started talking about girls, and I hadn't dated in 19 years, but I'd been around young men, and obviously when I was working and running the shop and working with kids and teenagers and various things that I did in my life, I basically realized that I didn't really know that much about modern dating that my kid was about to be in. So I wanted to learn, and it was an internet search. I thought it was funny at first. I saw some clips on Facebook, and I saw, I got more into it, and it just kind of snowballed from there. So that's kind of how that happened. And to be honest with you, I'm sorry. To be honest with you, it's one of those things where it's such a large platform that being able to give any input is you get better results than if you just if I go down and talk to the 20 people down at the local church or youth group or a kid's softball team or whatever. If I give them a speech about, hey, let's be better humans, wait to get married, whatever, don't be a slut, don't be a dude, don't be a pussy whip dude, any of that kind of stuff. If I say any of those things locally, I reach 20 people, right?
Right. Yeah.
And most people aren't even going to listen to me, right? Because I'm just some old fucking dude. But when I'm, when you've got 8 million people that watch whatever, 3,000 average in the live audience, what is he at, like 1 billion watch hours now or some shit like that?
It's probably pretty insane.
That's a fucking reach, dude. That's a reach, And so I'm willing to support that because even though I don't agree with everything Brian says. I think Brian's wrong about many things. Same, just like Andrew thinks Brian's wrong about things. I think Andrew's wrong about things, but we agree enough that, it's important. It's an important message to get out there. And it's the best platform that I have access to. I don't have access to a better platform.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. The second question was, if one was to start content kind of like you are, whatever, what's the best way to initiate that? What do you say?
Well, I have no fucking clue. I just started talking one day, and so you know how all this happened. So I actually had a very small, it still exists. I have videos like 70 views where I did airplane stuff, and I'm really bad at it. I don't like setting things up and like putting things together and then having to take it apart and redo it for the shot, or it just takes too long. I don't have the patience. I just build stuff, right? But I was talking I was talking one day in a voice chat on the whatever Discord, and I forget what we were talking about, and literally everybody, I was like, dude, I'm sorry guys, I'm talking too much, and they're like, no, keep going, man, it was good. And they were like, you ought to start a podcast. We would listen. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I got a lot of time. So I did 1 or 2 episodes, and it was good. And then I kind of, and it was one of those things I did like one episode, and it took me like 3 or 4 weeks or maybe 6 weeks to even do the next one because I wasn't that into it. And that's. I have no advice on how people can get started doing this at all. I can tell you that, the worst possible thing is, I think the one thing that helps me is I don't buy equipment I don't know how to use, and I also don't buy the cheapest equipment possible. So if I don't know how to do it, I wouldn't have it. Like I don't have like the most expensive fancy camera on the market. I have a $600 camera.
Yeah,
which is a lot of money,
Yeah,
some people.
Yeah,
I can go buy a $1,500 camera, but I don't understand how to use it. It will do me no good.
Right.
I don't use a mixing board. I have a very good mic. I actually have like 3 mics. I experiment with different things. I don't use a mixing board because I don't understand how to use it, and I will probably fuck up more than I am successful. So I have a microphone attached to my computer. I mean, I only do things that I understand how to do, and I do it as well as I possibly can. I would tell anybody to do the same thing in anything in life.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't even think you would need necessarily that. I mean, I do have some realm of knowledge in there, but I think because you have content and people like listening to it, and you have a message and people are agreeing that you're going to get some sort of flock to it. Just like you said, you join this server and people are like, yeah, man, keep going. What you're saying is pretty good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, I just started it myself, and I like picking other people's brains that are doing it.
Is are you guys talking about me? Are you guys losing my volume?
You were cutting out a little bit. I don't know if that was just me or not.
Let me see. I gotta scroll back through. Filters are right. Let me check. Yeah, that could be. I'm not showing that I'm. I am peaking for some reason. Oh, you know what? I moved my mic. It's closer to me. Hang on. Let me fix that. It was indeed peaking. I think this should be better. Is that better?
Bump yourself up a smidgen.
Is that better? Better? That looks better on the meter. I don't know. Perfect.
I don't know if it's if it's just the app. You're a little quiet.
I'm a little quiet. I can go back up. No, it's worse. All right. Okay. All right. It just is what it is, and it could also be the internet is not the best. To be honest.
Yeah.
Also, I'm doing this on my phone, which I don't think I'm having any problems right now. Solid. Good deal. The mic was perfect. All right. I don't know. Maybe half you guys are saying the mic's perfect, and half of the mic guys are saying I'm blowing out. I'm looking at my levels. My levels look good, so I don't know what to tell you. So
yeah, it's like better and worse at the same time. I don't know what's going on.
It's interesting.
Yeah, there we go.
My levels look good. I don't know. It was good, and I fucked it up. All right, that's funny.
Now it's good. I can hear you good now.
All right. It could be a filter. I mean, there's it could be a filter. It could also be the internet slowing down, guys. So
we're breaking the internet, man.
Yeah. Or I don't have the mic as close to me as I normally do either. I normally have the mic like right here. So that's probably it was probably just too far away. I do that sometimes. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know what else to tell you, man. I mean, it's a really interesting thing to try and start something like this. I read this this thing a few years ago where the like a professional podcast group. They had like this big conference, and they were saying that most podcasters at that time, you were considered like a high-end podcaster if you had more than 50 episodes. And they said that most podcasters didn't really do more than maybe 30 or less episodes, because it takes time. You've got to really put effort into the content, what you're saying, what you're doing, getting guests, scheduling the show. It is a production. It is work. So
yeah, and I think with most content creators, like you have a format that you would want to follow. You're engaging your audience, things like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I appreciate it. Like any, even if it's, I don't know, man, just try it and see what the hell happens.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, I dude, try it out, man. You never know. I mean, the thing is that you can just be one of those guys that just naturally, it just comes natural to. That's really, it helps if, like, I never really felt this about myself, but my wife would probably tell you that I'm really easy to talk to, that I'm a very good, responsive listener and all of that. And and she would say that because she's not. So it, she would, and she's really supportive of this. Actually, she thinks that I should have been doing it a long time ago. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
I had a broadcast major, so I was on radio a lot. I don't know much about the video stuff of it, but we'd host podcasts and do news anchor stuff, all that. And even for that, you'd have to write something that's going to keep your audience. You have to have something that's interesting to say. And so one of the things that you would learn right quick off the bat is when you only get like 2-hour windows, maybe that you're gonna have to find something that everyone's talking about, like what's something that everyone could gravitate towards. And that seemed to be whenever I'd find like hit pieces or something, and like let's have some call-ins talk about this.
I'm sorry. This is pretty funny. Does the wife use simp tonight? No. My wife is awesome, actually. My wife is one of the best people on the planet, and I am exceedingly fortunate to be associated with her. So just had to put that out there. She does not use simp tonight. The other thing I'd tell you is that you need to be really careful about TOS. And you have to really read YouTube's terms of service, and you really need to understand like what you're getting into, especially if you have other people on. And normally my vetting procedure is a little more in depth because I don't want, I just don't want any drama or problems. Since you guys are coming from the Crucible, and some of the names I notice, I'm occasionally I'll go into the Crucible chat. I'm in the Crucible a lot. I don't get to chat there anymore as much anymore, and I don't get to watch the shows as much either because I'm either doing my own show or I have a lot of other stuff to do. So, yeah. But it takes a lot of time to do a show, so plan on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna hop off and let.
I got Kieran in the back. He's ready to go, so I'm going to pop him on, and if you'll just drop off, sir, that'd be great. I really appreciate you coming up. Thanks. It's good talk.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, absolutely. And now we have the Mad Australian.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing really well on this lovely Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, right. That's right. You guys travel into the future every day.
Yeah, I know. I think it was either Shelby or Mr. Bull. Asked me if I'd send over the lotto results to you guys.
Yeah. If you could just send send all of the latest sports wins and losses so that we can place our bets, that'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just take 40%.
40%.
Yeah.
Twice the price, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's it. It was cool hearing you speaking about the setting up a podcast there, because that's something I've been thinking about a little bit for the sort of near future. Pretty sure I've got something to say. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, so I have to figure that out.
Yeah, I think that you really have to, just to kind of continue the line of thought that I was on. If you, depending on what realm you're going into, like if you're just going to do general entertainment, current events, that kind of thing, and you're not going to get too political and you're not going to get too into any one thing, I think it's pretty easy. If you decide to be in the political realm, like I my daytime show is basically all politics. If you decide to be in a political realm, or you want to take a stance on certain very specific social issues, especially in the U.S. Now it's a little different because you're in Australia. You're subject to a slightly different set of rules. But here, for sure, you will get your dick knocked in the dirt hardcore if you break TOS. And one night I was I was actually going up on Andrew's stream, and I had it was when he had done the occult feminist girl. Can't think.
Yeah.
I can picture her, but I can't picture her name. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Connor rings a bell. I think I might have seen it.
Yeah. So I called in, and so I had prior to this, and I changed my set a lot. So prior to this set, I had a shelf, and I had some guns on it, some rifles. And it occurred to me that the rifles might, that might frighten that young lady. She might shut down. She may not want to talk to me or whatever. I thought, well, you know what? I'll just take them down. Now I had muted my mic, and I thought I had turned my cam off, but
you're walking around with rifles in the background.
Yeah. So as soon as and all I did was take the guns down and put them on the floor.
Yep.
And I didn't even realize I was on camera. So about 40 minutes later, my stream just got nuked.
Wow.
And I was nuked. I was off for, my channel was basically in suspension for about 30 hours, I think 24 or 30 hours.
That's strange. I've seen I watched some of the legal YouTubers in the States, like like the civil rights guys and that sort of stuff, the lawyers doing breakdowns, and a couple of them have been holding up handguns, and especially around the case, Alec Baldwin case.
You can record it and do anything you want within reason.
Right,
but
gotcha.
Live, you cannot touch them at all.
Right. So do you think it was like an algorithm thing, or someone reported?
I think it was. I personally think somebody. I had at that night we had a couple of moles in the chat. We had a couple of people that we knew were not friendly to the show.
Yeah.
And we think the stream got reported. And the report, when they report, all it does is the algorithm checks it more carefully. And so
gotcha.
it was a combination of the two. So, so I got like 24 or 38 hours or some crap like that. It was a nice enough process because, basically they even sent me an email saying, hey, we don't think that you meant to break the TOS, but you need to be aware of it. So,
wow, that's really something.
Yeah.
I think I won't have that problem here in Australia, given our legal situation with firearms over here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it could be anything. It could be talk. We'll get into that in a second. Let me read this really quick because I don't know that it's going to trigger the TOS because it's monopoly money instead. From down under. Red Queen Paradox, 10 New Zealand dollars. Do you guys call them dollars in New Zealand? Is that what you call them? I don't know. So New Zealand dollars from Red Queen Paradox. Symptonite was a joke made on Mr. Wilson's stream where he said that the way a woman can automatically win an argument is by running her nails through your hair. It's a totally win con, not a slander. I really appreciate that, and that's absolutely true. My wife generally wins the arguments because, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter. She can think she wins all she wants. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I still win. Right? They should call them Kiwis. That's very funny. So, but I'm sorry, Kieran, I interrupted you. Continue forward.
No, it's okay, mate. I'll just answer something to Panchuchin in the chat. He said, "What's the pew situation in Australia?"
Yeah.
Pretty much the only way you can own guns here is, I think it's something like farmers can own an appropriate rifle for hunting. Handguns, the only way to own a handgun is to join a club, and the gun has to be stored at the club.
Mm-hmm.
We can't carry firearms, we can't carry a knife, and we can't carry mace.
Yeah, every bullet has to be accounted for.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So a few years ago, I had a guy on my squad at the Nationals. He was from, I think he was from New Zealand. He was a really nice guy. And he said that it was cheaper for him to buy a second set of guns to keep in the U.S. than to do the paperwork and the hassle to own guns in New Zealand and then bring them here and then take them back to New Zealand.
Wow.
And
I didn't know
the biggest
that.
problem he said was the ammunition, because with the ammunition, every bullet has to be accounted for.
Wow. It doesn't mean there aren't guns in Australia. We occasionally get some. We'll have some biker gangs having some sort of back and forth, or we'll get the occasional random guy.
Oh, yeah. No, you can't get rid of them, but if you want to be legal,
yeah. But on a self-defense level, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, that's why the emus are going to win.
The fucking emus. Got to keep those emus down.
Eventually, the emus are going to push you guys in the ocean.
That's all right. We'll just come over to your place.
That's funny.
We'll have an invasion from Australia.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was thinking about it like a topic for a channel, and I don't want to risk just being another voice saying the same stuff, although it probably will be. I enjoy the kind of channels that I've been off work for a little while. I've got a slight injury, so I've been off work for a couple of months, and I've got plenty of time to.
Yeah, TTS. So
seriously, Shelby donated $20 super chat. Glad Kieran came up. You are doing awesome, Grid. Keep it up. Like the video, or Kieran becomes a country.
Yeah, Australia becomes a country if you don't like the video. That's funny. James Deadman, why do you need to travel with your firearms? Was a competitive shooter. I travel all over the country and sometimes the world with firearms. I always actually go armed anyway, but as you can tell there, well, no, you can't see that. No, never mind. You guys can't. You can only see the one right behind my head right here. That's one of my carry guns there. I just won't touch it right now. Or will I? I won't. But yeah, I carry all the time. So anyway. Evan O'Brien, I saw what you said about my hat. We'll discuss that in a minute, young man. Yeah. Sorry, Kieran, I interrupted you yet again. I apologize, sir.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I was just saying that I've had time in recent weeks to watch quite a lot of channels. I started off with Andrew Wilson a few months back, and then I think he did a raid of Glenn's place. That's how I found Glenn, and then he did a raid of your place, and that's how I found your place. And then I spent a couple of hours this morning talking to Jess White. We've had a few conversations over the last few days, and Teriak as well. So I've sort of got a little group of people I watch, and the material that I would want to offer would be something in that realm. But it's a question of how to, if necessary, how to make it a bit more, how to offer something different. But I also wonder if maybe just a person's own perspective is different by default.
I see. I can't. I couldn't advise you. I only know very specific subjects, right? Like I'm not a super smart guy. Like I know people think I am, but I'm just really dialed in very specific ways. Yeah. And so about those things, I have a lot of knowledge, and so those things I can speak on. But like, I would. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I noticed. That's a good point. I noticed that some channels, especially I've seen Andrew doing his TikTok invasions. Quite a lot of those little chat rooms, you can tell that the people are just talking about stuff they don't know anything about. It's just white noise. And I guess if I think about what I do know about, that's probably a good place to start. Yeah.
Yeah. I really feel like that you need to first of all, always play to your strengths. So if you're, like I'm a car guy, but there's so many car channels out there, and I just don't have the motivation to sit around and talk about cars all day anymore. I did that for years and years. I fish, but that's my that's my relaxation time. I don't want to set cameras up on the boat and take them down and worry about batteries dying. And, if I don't catch any fish, the show sucks and all that. So there was a lot of like, if you sit down and think about it, like a lot of the channels are just things people are going to do anyway.
Yep.
And so they just carry a camera with them, and then they get used to carrying the camera. And then really, honestly, I think most people jump in too quickly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because they're not used to being on the camera. They're not used to talking to people that aren't sitting in the same room with them. It's a little better now because, most people do Teams or Skype or something like that. But still, when you're trying to have a serious conversation, or you're having a, something like that, then it's harder. I actually, when I was racing, one of the things I did do is I took training to do public speaking, which is one of the reasons why people think I speak really slowly. It's not because I actually speak slowly. It's because I consider everything I say before I say it, because I know I'm on camera.
That might be where we differ.
I know that I'm on camera. And there have been times where I was, there's an interview out there somewhere. Fortunately, it's almost 10 years old now, where I just make a almost complete fool of myself on camera.
Yeah.
And, right after that, where I was like, I really need to interview well. And actually, one of the drivers that I worked with told me that was some of the most valuable training that I ever had. So, or that he had ever had. Took it. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think the ability to articulate is invaluable, but also knowing your own thoughts. I think, like when you said you consider whatever you say, I do the same thing, but I also, if I'm going to speak on something, I try to make sure that I actually know what I think. Mm-hmm. And then what comes out your mouth tends to be original rather than regurgitating what you've heard. I think that in itself adds value.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. And like, I don't know if anybody else can do it, but I can watch myself. Like the other night, I was on a panel program, and I was kind of ambushed. I got into kind of a yelling, which I'm prone to do. I don't mind yelling at people. Yeah. I've done it my whole life, so I don't mind. And I was yelling at this person to shut the fuck up and just let other people talk, especially me. I don't like being talked over. I let it go most of the time. But if you're going to talk over me consistently, you're going to get told to shut the fuck up. Like, period. Like, I'm just not going to deal with it. I'm not going to tolerate it. And so as I'm sitting there yelling, consistently saying, just shut the fuck up over and over and over again to this person who's just rambling on and saying nonsense and basically saying things which is a tactic leftists use all the time, is just saying things like, oh, you need to calm down. Why are you so angry? And I'm saying, would you just shut the fuck up and let other people talk? It would be really better if you do. And, so it was, as I'm sitting there listening to myself, I realized that this is exactly what that person wants. And when I watch the video back, I can almost see the point where I decided to just shut up and just let them do their thing, because they were not going to do what I wanted to. And they were not going to, it was useless to continue that course of action. So I changed tactics. So that's what that happens a lot. And, so it's an interesting thing, but I think that you really need to, you know, I think it's really, you really need to try and understand how things work. And if you do that, then you're going to be far ahead. And sometimes you need to understand the way things work in such a way that you can, you can play it off, you can play against it. You know what I mean? Like you can understand when you need to be respond stronger and when you should just shut the fuck up and just let them make asses of themselves. So it's a lot of, I don't know. I really can't advise you, but my big thing is I try and refine my show constantly. And I say this all the time. If you come here more than a dozen times, you're going to hear me say at least at one point, you know, that I'm going to redo the set here. I mean, actually, I should have already redone it. I've been very busy and I haven't had time. I redo the set all the time. I change the lighting all the time. I'm constantly refining. I watch my own video to see where I fuck up. I watch to see what it looks like. If it's clean, if it's, you know, if I'm out of focus a lot, if, you know, whatever the problems are, I'm super critical of my own performance. And so I'm always looking to refine it. Right. Like one of the things I notice that I do is and it's just a force of habit because I speak loudly, is I often, when I say S a lot, instead of S, I get a whistle. Yep. like a loud one. And so I really pay attention to not doing that. Right. And just constantly refining the show. I constantly refine the timing, the length, all of it. So I think that if you want to be successful in anything, you have to do that. And that's just a holdover from racing, right? Like that, like we never sat still, right? Like we never just sat, we never got back from a race and said, yeah, we got nothing to do. When we got back, it was like, okay, let's tear the cars apart and rebuild them completely to make sure that we're still the baddest sons of bitches on the planet. Right. And that's just how it works out for us. Right. Or for me. I don't know how it works for everyone. Right.
Yeah, that sounds good though. That's actually good advice. I've been thinking that through while you've been talking, and I guess part of it is get yourself as ready as you can and then get started and be prepared to evolve it continuously. Don't try to start where you're going to finish, as it were.
Yeah, and look, like I do a lot of things. I'm a competitive shooter, so like one of my audience happened to live in an area where I was going to go shoot, and he showed up and I loaned him my gear and guns, and he shot a match with me. So I'm very, I'm a normal person. I'm not growing a beard, God, guns, and guts. I would look like a pussy, like a fucking milquetoast pussy. I like my jawline. Thank you very much. Beards are for people with weak jawlines and poor constitutions. Most of the time.
Present company excluded.
I'm kidding. I'm just being a dick. Chuchin, whatever the fuck that is. Circuit or quarter mile. I've done every form of racing. I've done hill climb, road racing, drag racing. I have, I did not own the cars myself. I did a bunch of repair work on jet dragsters for a while. And actually, I welded up a bunch of stuff for the rocket packs that do you remember there used to be a company called Go Fast energy drink? And they built these rocket packs. And I actually welded that shit up. Little known fact. I don't think I've ever talked about that publicly. But yeah, I did that. So, yeah. And, yeah. So Panchuja, I did all kinds of racing. I'll race anything. I mean, I'm actually, no shit. I'm working with the group to do small bore airplane racing. Not even kidding a little bit. Grow a mullet and be a man. I don't want to be your mom. I don't need to look like your mom, John Deadman. So I'm spicy. I can get spicy. I can get pretty spicy. I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, that's
that sounds good. Yeah, no, that's good, mate. I appreciate your advice. I know you weren't giving advice, but it's pretty much advice. I'll give that a lot of thought.
I'm always happy to help.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm always happy to help, man. The at the end of the day, we've got to. I would love for everyone to just aspire to be the best they can be at whatever they choose to be the best at, right? Like the way that I approached racing was nobody was going to beat me. As a matter of fact, I was so serious about it that I would send my guys over to fix my competitor's car so that I wouldn't win by default.
Yeah, right.
I wanted to beat your ass on the track, right? And Panchuchin, if you watch the intro, you can see one of the Evos that we raced at Pikes Peak, and the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. You may have heard of it. It's world famous. And but yeah, it's I remember we were at Mid Ohio one year, which you have no reference of unless you're like really into road racing. But we were at Mid Ohio one year, and our closest competitor, the guy that we really kind of needed to beat, rolled his car, being stupid. And he broke his windshield and wasn't really going to be able to compete. And he blew every engine he had. I think he brought 4 engines, and he blew one every single time he went on track.
Wow.
And so I loaned him my engine stand and a bunch of spare parts so he could build an engine overnight. And then I cut the windshield out of my spare car and put it in his car so that we could go race and beat him on the track.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I wish everybody had that kind of attitude. I really do, because I think our world would be so much better. Right.
Yeah, I agree. That's and it's probably something that's
just
actually
excel, man. Just every single day. Just get up and piss fucking excellence and excel. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, cool shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good times. It's very good times. And Stream Runner, you saw somebody roll over his drift car once. I haven't been all the way over. I've been on my side. I flipped the car on its side before. I did that. I have not. They say that there's 2 kinds of drivers. Those that 2 kinds of race car drivers. Those that have been on their roof and those who are going to be on their roof. But I never did make it to the roof. I was on the door, but not the roof.
Yeah, I've been told when I got a motorbike, I was told that there's 2 kinds of riders: those who have dropped the bike and those who are lying about it, or those who are going to.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's. I think that's true. I think that's why I never really got into racing motorcycles, especially dirt bikes. When I was younger, if I got on a dirt bike, I instantly felt invincible, and it was just a recipe for me to get hurt.
Yeah, the same. My first bike. It was only a few years ago. I didn't start riding till I was about 45, and my first bike was a little Ninja 250. And
I started on a Ninja 250 in high school.
Ninja what?
250.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same. Yeah, we have restrictions on what you can ride when you're on the first couple of years of your riding, and the Ninja, as I got better at riding and started to know what I was doing, I was aware that bike was going to become dangerous because it is a cool little bike, but none of the ergonomics make sense until you're doing about 10,000 revs, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's really, it's a race bike. So after riding that for a while, I kind of figured, no, this isn't really what I want it for. So I went and I sold it and I bought a little cruiser. And I have great fun on that. Yeah. The built-in limitations of the cruiser. Just make it fun to ride, you know.
Right. Yeah. It's like it's like riding your easy chair down the street.
Yeah, but the one I got's actually it's a Japanese cruiser. It's a single cylinder 650.
Valkyrie or something.
No, it's a it's called the Suzuki Boulevard S40. Used to be called It used to be called the Savage back in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, but it's like it's 70 kilos lighter than the Sportster, and it's got a higher. It has a higher ground clearance, so it's good fun when I'm out riding with Harley guys and we're going through the hills. They're scooting past me on the straights, but I'm all over them in the curves.
So I started out in high school with the Ninja 250R.
Yep,
1985, probably 86, maybe. It was the first version with the nylon. It had the nylon wheels.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was like a long time ago, and a friend of mine had bought it, and he had made the mistake of laying it down in front of his parents. And his parents freaked out and made him sell it. Yeah, I'm old actually. Chat, I'm old. I'm 53 fucking years old. So get off my back. That was my first motorcycle. I had ridden friends' dirt bikes and things like that, but that 250R was like my first motorcycle. And when he laid it down, all it needed was like the turn signal, and it had some scratches on a fairing and some other stuff. So I just put it back together and I rode it forever. And it would do right at about 110, 115 with me on it. Now, I weighed about 165, 170 pounds back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I rode that right up until, I rode that for a little while, and then I got rid of it. And then I did dirt bikes. Dirt bikes, like I said, man, I get on a dirt bike, I think I'm invincible. And I've hit fences. I've done really stupid things because I thought I could make it and all of that. So, and then I bounce back and forth between old bikes and new bikes. Like I've had bikes from the 60s and 70s, and I have newer bikes. I don't actually buy new bikes, but I have newer bikes. My current stable, I have a 99 CBR F4. It's not injected, it's carbureted. It's a really cool bike. It's like a 1 year only bike, and it's really cool. I like it a lot. And then I have I think it's an 03 or 05, somewhere along in there. Z1000R Kawasaki.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I like that bike a lot. It just sounds so angry. So it's such a good sounding bike.
Yeah, the bike next door. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Oh no. Then I've got a CB 554K. It's a 73, I think. And I like that. I like that bike a lot. It looks like a British bike, but it's a Japanese bike, so it actually starts, kind of thing.
Yep.
And then I had a Ducati 900 SS SP.
Yep. That would go all right.
Yeah, that's a great bike. I had to sell it. Was really unhappy about it, but that's what had to happen. I had a 900RR that got stolen, and I replaced it with the Ducati, and then the Ducati I had to sell. So I didn't have to sell it. I wasn't riding it, and it's a bike that if it just sits, it just starts leaking oil, and I was always fixing something. If I didn't ride it for 5 or 6 months, I had to fix something.
Yeah, right.
And now I have a 500 single. No, I've got a 250 single cylinder bike. That it's a Chinese bike that I bought for my son to crash. At some point. He's big enough now, but now he's not really into it. And then I've got a Benelli 135 little like run around bike that I just, it's like you just drive around the neighborhood and shit. So it's pretty cool. We can talk about cars too, Michigan Christian. I don't mind. It's just, yeah, it's really cool. But we starting to talk about bikes, man. Bikes are cool. But bikes are a good way to die.
Yep.
They're a great way to die. So, yeah.
A great way to die.
I know exactly what's going to happen. Okay. I was a kid. I understand what's going to happen. I'm going to let this young man ride this bike. He's going to hit something with it. And, that's just the way it works. Do I mess with a Porsche? I was a Porsche racing technician for the early part of the 2000s, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2003. I was a Porsche racing technician. So, yeah, Kevin, you have a good point there. Way too many regarded housewives on their phones to ride. You're not wrong. I am actually the Kim Miles of Porsche. That's actually true. I've done some really interesting things with Porsches. So very funny. Torx 25. I have a Torx 25 bit and a Torx 27 somewhere. You missed driving your RX-7? I got one of those. I'll show you a picture. I think maybe. Let me see. I can pull that up. We have a clip. I believe we have a clip. So what do you do, Kieran, in Australia? Are you a tradesman? What do you do?
My resume is a dog's breakfast. I've done a whole lot of
dog's breakfast. I love that. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been self-employed in various guises over the years. Probably the closest I came to a trade was chemical engraving in my 20s.
Chemical engraving?
Yeah. We used to etch the leather look on the inside of molds for cars and for all that kind of stuff. It's not a trade in Australia, but I think in the States it is. The company I worked for, their main office was in the States. Then apart from that, I've done a whole bunch. I did like freelance web design in the 2000s, some graphic design, some photography, all sort of self-taught and just kind of putting it out there and making money where I could. And then the last 3 years, I've just been working as a gardener. I've been out in the sun all day and
gardener.
Yep.
That's honest work.
Oh yeah, mowing lawns and gardening. Yeah. It's been doing that for about 3 years. I relocated to where I am now and was kind of starting fresh.
For some reason, I had you in a much less honest trade, like casino employee, banker, security guard, something really dishonest.
So, yeah, actually, my very first job, straight out of school, was in the bank, and
that's awesome.
I lasted 3 months.
Lasted 3 months. Good.
Yeah.
Good for
but
you.
over time, I wouldn't say I'm unemployed.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Whoop. That's the wrong button. Here we go. There's the right button. There's my RX-7. Who was talking about their RX-7? That's mine. I have 4 of them, but that's mine. So Kevin's never actually seen my RX-7. There's some of the some of his parts are on there.
That's nice rims, got to say.
Yeah, they're actually the company that made the body kit, the wide body for it. They designed the wheels specifically to go with that kit.
I was going to say that looks tight. Yes,
yeah. I built the whole thing. Actually, I just built the whole thing. So that thing looks like it wishes it was in your garage, John Smith. I have 4 FDRX-7s. This is the only one I'm going to keep. I have 3 that I can sell you. So So there you go. Have I drifted it? No, it's not a drift car. So I know, right? What a dumbass to park like that. It is actually stupid wide. How much do they go for? Art 7s in the US currently are at I have one that I'm probably going to get in the $50,000 to $50,000 range, and the rest will be in the high 30s to mid 40s. The other two. So yeah. This car is actually dangerous to drive in the rain. I would not sell it to somebody. Like I'd actually had to drive it home in the rain from Nashville once, and it literally wanted to like spin almost the entire time I was driving it. It was awesome. Had a great time with it. All right, anyway. We don't need that up anymore. There we go. Okay. Do you the worst part of owning an RX-7? Do you even drift, bro? Do you drift? That's funny. Yeah. Kieran, are you there?
Yeah, mate. I was just making a coffee while you were showing the car. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you still working, or have you retired?
Oh, I retired at 45.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. You just all I had, and people ask all the time, how'd you do that? And I'm like, well, I just didn't take a vacation for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just worked every single day of my life. So, you know, and it worked hard. So
yeah, I'm looking to give away the gardening in the near future. I think
landscaping is one of those things that I did not own. I never did this, but it's a business that I would invest in myself because like I had a buddy of mine, and he's a serial entrepreneur, worse than I am. And, you know, he's built and sold several landscaping businesses where he builds them up. He gets the trucks, he gets the crews, he gets the contracts and the jobs, and then he sells the business as a turnkey business to somebody, and then moves on. He does something else. And I think it's great. I think it's an easy business to do that with. And, you know, if you can get into an area and build up a clientele, I mean, at least in the US, if you can get into an area and build up a clientele and get a good reputation and then understand, you know, your market and what you need to pay people, then I think it's a really good business to build and sell, or to build and just, you know, put under management, you know, hire somebody that really knows what they're doing and give them a percentage of the profits, and then just go do something else for a while. So.
Yeah, most of the actual landscapers, I'm not a landscaper per se, but the guys I see around who do landscaping, they all seem to be just kicking goals. Like they just really look like they're doing well, you know. And I've heard some of the quotes they've had too. They charge good money.
I'm sorry, what?
They charge good money.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Not to I mean, you have, and that's, you always have to charge what you're worth. You know, you have to charge what you're worth. And you know, when I owned those shops, I was never the cheapest person in town. In fact, I was usually the most expensive. And I was so it's interesting when I think back on it, the way that I ran my business, nobody would tell you to run a business the way I did. Nobody. When I in the race shop especially, I had there was no sign out front. If you called me, I wanted to know how you got the number and who told you it was okay to call me.
Yeah, right.
If you came by the shop, the door was usually locked. Like even if we were there, the doors were locked, right? Or even if the door was open, you know, it had a chain across it, and the front door, the office door was locked. Like I didn't have time for interruptions, and so if you want, like, and if you did actually get me on the phone and you know, you said, oh hey, you know, so and so told me to give you a call about working on my car, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. Go ahead and, you know, come by on, and we'd set up a date for you to come by. And then, but you weren't allowed to bring your car there.
Right.
You could come by, right? preferably in like your truck or something. But don't bring your car because I don't know that I want you to be a customer yet.
Yep.
Like I haven't met you. I don't know you. I don't know your personality. I don't know if you're going to be the kind of guy that calls me 80,000 times in a week because you paid me $10,000 and you think that's a lot of money and I should respect you because of it. And I'm like, I'm sitting over here with like guys that have $100,000 builds going on that don't call me for a fucking year. And at the level that I was playing at, I don't think people really understand the way that my entire professional career worked in the racing and fabrication shops. Is the client would come in and give us an idea about what they wanted, and then we built it. They had very little input beyond color, right? Like that's it.
Yep.
You didn't get to pick the body work. You didn't get to pick the engine. You didn't get to pick the transmission. You didn't get to pick any of the shit. Because why? Why would you?
Yeah, but what am I paying you for?
What I know about racing.
Yeah.
You're paying me a ton of money for what I know. And if you're going to tell me how to do my job, I would tell you to get the fuck out of the shop. And I probably fired more customers than I had at any given time. It's such a weird way to do business. And like everybody else's labor rate was like $75 an hour, and I was $125.
Yeah, I've had experiences in the past. I had one little venture where I was offering a service, it was me, and like a counselling type thing.
Yeah.
And I was working out of a place that had various different sort of counsellors there, and I was about $10 or $20 more per hour than the other counsellors, and the person who owned the sort of place asked me if I'd consider putting my price down to the same as theirs, so they could have an even pricing system for the marketing. And I said to her, "I've actually got bad news for you. Literally, I was going to come and talk to you today and tell you that I'm doubling my price." She almost fell over. Well, what I had done was I went home at some point. I'd been doing it for about a year, and at one time I went home and I started adding up numbers, and I thought, if I can't charge $100 an hour to do this, I can't make a living out of it. And if I can't make a living out of it, it isn't a business. Right. So I had to bite the bullet and just put me price to $100 an hour. And I can tell you, I had more customers or clients than the other three therapists combined. And I was charging twice the price.
Right.
It may have something to do with the quality of service I was offering. I don't think the price was prohibitive to people in the end.
Well, price is never prohibitive to people. And I had a saying when people would bitch about my price, or they would tell me that I was too expensive or gave me some bullshit like that, then I would almost immediately remind them of my favorite saying, which is, there's never enough time to do it right, time or money to do it right. But there's always enough time and money to do it twice. Which do you want?
Yep. It's the same when it comes to buying tools. I can't afford to keep buying cheap shit.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And the other one that I found was this was going back to the website design days. I was working with a couple of blokes in a small startup back in the 2000s when that was what people did. And we discovered, I sort of coined the phrase that in every industry, there's always a bunch of people who are prepared to work for nothing and go broke.
Yeah.
So when people come and say, well, this guy's, if someone goes, well, that guy over there is going to charge this much less than you just say, well, go and see them and call me when you need it fixed.
Yeah, actually. And there were a couple, obviously there were other race shops around that did the same thing. Now at that time, I owned the race shop, I had a tuning shop, and I had a paint and body shop. Later, I added an automotive service shop, but that was much later. And I spent all my time in the race shop. That's the only thing I cared about. And sometimes I'd be in the tuning shop, but usually I was in a race shop. So I honestly didn't give a shit about anything else, just the racing. And, but across the board, we were never the cheapest people, by far. We were never the fastest as far as, getting it, we were always done on time, but we would give you a realistic time quote. The most important thing is that we were always there. So if you had a problem, for the most part, we would take care of you. Now, there were limits to that. And I had a bunch of people, and Kevin, if he's still listening, is about to laugh his balls off because he knows he's observed me from afar for a long time. We're actually friends in real life. I had customers that if you did something that I considered wrong or crooked or offended my principles, there was not enough money, or you couldn't bring a lawsuit big enough to get me to move. Like I would literally I'd literally told customers to come get their shit out of my shop, like right now. Like I've had people who I tried to help, and I'd be like, I will give, like there was one kid in Utah actually. And I was like, hey, I will give you a motor because he had trouble with his motor. And I knew exactly what he had done. I was like, I'll give you a motor. Just don't do anything. Man, it's going to take me a couple of weeks to get up that direction. And he wouldn't wait, and he took it somewhere else. And then he called me wanting me to, in theory, make it right that his engine had failed. And I'm like, no, fuck you. That's not how this works. First of all, my warranty very specifically says if anyone touched anything other than us, the warranty is voided, period. Because in my experience, the last mechanic to touch your car is the biggest asshole on the planet, according to the new mechanic. And so I never played that game. So, but I fired customers all the time, and I just didn't give a shit. Like you could not blackmail me with money at all, or business, or telling me that you were going to tell everybody, whatever. I've been sued. I've been all kinds of things. So yeah, Kevin's right. Every shop absolutely hates every other shop in existence, except me. I didn't give a shit. I would literally tell people to go to Kevin all the time. I'd be like, hey, you need this. I would still tell you today, if I didn't build my own rotary engines, I would tell you, I 100% tell you that the only person in the United States right now that I would have build a rotary engine for me is Kevin Landers in Tennessee. 100%. Go to his website, look him up, and fucking pay him whatever he says it costs. He's the only person that I would ever have personally build an engine for me. And I can build them myself. Right.
I think that goes to the issue of how you view competition. I learned early, if I'm worried about competition, I'm spending too much time worrying about what they're doing over there. And I always found it better to see whichever thing I was doing, to see it, there's plenty for everyone. So I preferred to make allies out of potential competitors, and I found that really effective.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that Kevin and I do very different things. I only did racing. I did very, very few stock rebuilds. He does really nothing but stock rebuilds.
Yeah, right.
And he does exceedingly well at it. He's the only person in the country that I know that does the kind of job that he does. I've been to other shops, and so I can immediately tell how good a technician is by what tools he has close to him. And so Kevin deals with engines all day. Really, he doesn't do anything but engines. I mean, he does a few, he will do other work if things get slow or whatever, but he is one of those guys that he does engines. He does rotary engines. He has the flatness gauges. He has the indicators set up to measure the dish and the concave and the housing, the wear. He has all of that stuff right there, so that he can literally just reach and grab it and look and say, okay, this housing has too much taper. This one has not is warped. This one's bent. This one's cupped, whatever, and it's not usable. No other shop, and I visited all of them in the United States. No other shop does that. It says in the manual to do it, and they will often say that they do it, but I've never, not even one time, seen someone do it. And this is a difference in business, right? So I know if I send someone to Kevin to have an engine done, it's never going to come back to me that, oh, you dickhead, you sent me this guy and he fucked me over. It's never going to come back to me like that. You know, it's just the same as if I was in the gardening and the lawn care industry and I said, hey, you know what? I don't do that side of town, but this guy does. And I know that he does a good job because he uses good equipment. He pays his people appropriately. He prices jobs appropriately. And so if you said, hey, have that guy do it, because I don't do that and he does, it's not going to come back on you. And as a businessman, that was the most important thing that I wanted. If I made a recommendation, it had to be the best recommendation I could give. Period. Right. And Kevin is the guy.
Sounds like you treat that aspect the same as everything else. You just
I do. Well, you have to take things seriously in life, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, and you have to. I mean, you have to take your own work seriously. You have to call customers out. You know, if a customer lies to you, right? Like, if you tell a customer not to do something and they do it, you have to call them out on it and say, no, dude, I can tell you did exactly what I told you not to do. So don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And you
Mate, on that note, I'm going to have to take my leave.
All right. Well, it was good talking to you, Kieran. It was great.
Yeah, it was really good, mate. Yeah, it was really good. All right. I'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely, Kieran. Anytime.
Thanks, mate. Enjoy.
Anytime. All right, guys. Anyone else? I'm just kidding, guys. It's been a good time. Come on up if you want to. You can reach out to Mr. Boulay or any of the other mods and get the tag to come up. And yeah, guys, you guys are doing great work out there. So. You don't need to come up. Yeah. Welcome, Siege D. Welcome. Anyone want to come up, talk? We can talk I can talk on almost anything. How about another round of the song? Hey, Siege, did you hear the song I wrote or I had AI write today? It's really good. I'll Kamala hoping for a come up. Here, I got Michigan Christian. You got to listen to this.
There's a girl named Kamala. She's got a unique flair, switching up her stances like she just don't care. When she's with the progress, she'll take a bold stand. But with the moderates, it's a whole different plan. Everyone's on edge, never knowing what she'll say, but she gets all guessing every single day. Kamala chameleon, she'll change her.
John Smith has come up. Welcome, John Smith.
What is this absolute banger? This is an awesome song.
I know, right? This is Kamala Chameleon. So.
Okay, I want to commit violence now.
But it's great. Kamala Chameleon. I know that I turned someone yelled at me earlier that the volume was too loud. I can turn it up.
I don't think there's a max volume for this song. It should be blasted.
You think so? How are you, John Smith?
I'm good. I had this crazy story I wanted to tell you.
Well, cool, man. All right. Louder. You guys can turn your own volumes up. You guys have volume knobs. As they said in the 70s, lock it in and rip the knobs off.
Kind of reminds me as a graphic designer, whenever they say, make the logo bigger. There's like no maximum size.
Whatever you want, she can make it flow. And by like a million, she'll change her tune again to a please them all. It's a high stakes ball.
Just, she's such a liar. All right, what's up, John Smith? What do you got? What do you got for us tonight?
Oh, I just wanted to share a little story with you. I'm working on stuff tonight, so just wanted to hop on for a second.
Sure, man.
Tell you about this crazy time at the club last night.
Oh boy,
I should have been working. So my father, before he passed away, gave me his old timepiece, and I very rarely wear it because I have a phone. I don't really need a watch.
Sure.
But it was like, he said it was really valuable. It was some kind of like forget what it's called now, like Blanc Pain something.
Yeah,
1700 or
series.
Yeah, so I don't know. He said it was valuable. Anyway, so when I get dressed up and get fancy, I go out and went to this club with my wife. We're standing, at the bar trying to order our drinks. And the other thing about this timepiece was that the clasp is kind of like weak because how old it is, and I never went and got like genuine leather to make another wristband and all this stuff. So sometimes it would pop off once in a while. And so anyway, I'm leaning up against the bar trying to get drinks for me and my wife. Left arm is like resting up against the bar, and all of a sudden, so I have my drinks. They're handing them to me as I reach up to grab them. I guess, I don't know, the way I open my hand or something, it made my wrist, bigger or flex or whatever. It pops the timepiece off my wrist, bounces off the bar, falls on the floor, and I'm like, oh no! And I try to go, grab it real quick because it's really important to me. And all of a sudden, someone like steps backwards, and their heel just steps right on top of it.
Wow.
And I look up, and it's because this like tiny little Hispanic chick, she's yelling and whatnot, and she like shoved this dude. And so he like, backstep right on top of my timepiece, bumps into me. I spill drinks on my wife, and he gets so mad. He looked kind of like Glenn, but more angry. He gets so mad. He reaches his hand back like in a fist. Like he's just going to seriously like just wallop this tiny little 4-foot Mexican girl. He reaches his hand back. So obviously, me being a gentleman, I grab his arm. I look down at the floor, like where his heel is still on my timepiece. I grab his arm before he punches. He looks me in the eye, and I say, "Hey, no one hits a woman, especially not on my watch."
That's funny. Not on my watch. You're standing on your watch. That's funny.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And none of that really happened. I just wanted to.
Yeah.
I figured if I'm working tonight and suffering, I got to make you suffer too.
You didn't make me suffer at all. I think the chat may have. I'm not sure that I would let your location be known because.
Okay. Well, would they prefer that or the Kamala song?
Oh, the Kamala song is awesome, man.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Did I accidentally pronounce her name how she wants it to be pronounced? Kamala. The Kamala song. Yeah.
Kamala. It's Kamala. Camel toe.
I think, what was it you called her the other day? Heels Up Harris. You have so many names for her.
That's right. Heels Up Harris.
They make me laugh.
I didn't invent that one. Yeah. Camel toe. Yeah, I was. I don't know why, but today I was just in a mood, and I'm like, you know what? We need a Kamala song, and I originally was going to do it, and I still may, to the Karma Chameleon lyric, to the tune of Karma Chameleon. But when the AI put this together, and it has that kind of like hippie, you know, San Francisco sound to it, I was like, yeah, this is right.
Okay, wait. So you asked for the AI to generate that?
Yeah, I had an AI, so I used ChatGTP to write the lyrics, and then I used another AI to put music to it.
I feel like that makes me more upset now.
Why?
Knowing that you had to put effort into making that song.
Well, I mean, I'm learning AI, bro. I'm learning AI. Stream Runner. I used to. I owned a house in Hayward for a long time, or not a long time, long enough. I'm glad I don't now. Perform it. I could have a real human perform it. But could I though? Well, I mean, I guess so, because most of the hippies like camel toe. So probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, did you hear about like how they're doing all that stuff with the ads and making fake news, and then CNN was just like, it's not our fault if people believe it, it's their fault for, and it's like, no, it's your fault for putting it out there, isn't it? Like, shouldn't you take
It's
some
really an
responsibility?
interesting dynamic right now, because I don't know if you've really been paying attention to all of the different news, but they went after Elon because he made a parody ad, and he's like, I checked with Professor Sug on These Nuts, and he said that parodies are legal. And so I thought that was funny.
Wow. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of that.
Well, first Elon called Harris out because they had used AI to make some campaign pictures look better than they actually were, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, they did that with Joe Rogan too. Made him look way worse when he was like
right.
taking whatever horse stuff.
Yeah. So, so Camel Toe or her people rather tried to make Camel Toe look better, right? And it didn't really work out for them, but they tried. And Elon, so that violated Elon's TOS on Twitter or X or whatever he's calling it.
Yeah.
And because it wasn't a parody, they said it was real. And of course, he's got his software. I mean, he's fucking Elon Musk, right? So it they figured out right away that it was a problem.
Right. Even when you're posting on YouTube, you have to mark that box that says,
yes,
I am not representing anyone using AI in a way that is not actually them. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so they Michigan Christian just sent me the video of it. And let me see if I can share this. I think I have to I have to download it to share it, I think. No, wait, I can do it. Hang on. Stand by. But at any rate, so Elon called them out. Oh, I've already played this. We won't play it again. We don't have to. We can do that later. But so Elon called them out on not disclosing that the images that they had submitted were AI. Kamala said, well, it was my people did it, blah, 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 whatever. Her normal bullshit. So then he made the parody and they got all pissed off about it. But then they're continuing to use AI generated images. It's just like the T-Mobile Center. You can, if you look around on the internet, you can find people that were there with cell phone pictures, and that is not a full stadium. But if you look at it in the press release pictures, it is wall to wall, standing room only, completely full T-Mobile Stadium. And that's exact. And all the major news outlets reported that Kamala played to a completely full house, right? at T-Mobile Stadium in Vegas when she didn't. And then some guys went a little further and they started blowing up bits of the images. So there's like one guy with 3 arms, which is, you know, how AI will do that randomly just because it doesn't know better. So
yeah, I have to work with that, and it gets very creepy sometimes.
yeah, right. Yeah. So there's like a guy with like 3 arms, and it's like 2 or 3 people that have like really similar facial features because AI just it's not particularly creative. Right?
Yeah.
So it's really creepy. It's a really creepy image that this guy has blown up from the T-Mobile, from the images that Kamala said was in I think T-Mobile Stadium. And then the best one is the airplane where she's coming down the steps and there's all of these people milling around on the tarmac. Like that ever fucking happens at an airport.
I think if that did happen, wasn't it when JD Vance got off his plane and walked over to her plane to try to talk to her because they had both like parked at the same time? That's probably the only time she had a crowd.
Yeah, that was the crowd. I think that gave her the idea for the picture, but no, that's not the picture that we're looking for. So, but yeah, so Kamala is definitely using a lot of AI, or her team is. And one of the interesting thing, I think that Kamala is purposefully making herself scarce right now.
Yeah, she doesn't want to answer questions, take an interview, nothing.
She's not taking any interviews. None. Zero.
Or not an interview, not even a press conference is what it is. They're saying we'll do an interview at the end of the month.
That time, the Time reporter got jacked up. Remember? So that I guess it was Time magazine. This reporter did an article like it was an interview with Camel Toe, and it had quotes from other people that never gave those quotes, and they've come out and said, "Hey, I never said that. I've never even talked to this person," and there's their name being quoted in fucking Time magazine. And so this is possibly the most openly deceptive election I could even conceive of. So,
and have you seen then those all those YouTubers, podcasters, and stuff that are, well, and Twitch people, whatever, that are talking about getting those emails or phone calls from Secret Service or Kamala's campaign trying to say, hey, can you just say good things about us and bad things about Trump and we'll pay you money?
No, I have not. I've not.
You should get on that, man. You can get paid money right now to just talk crap about Trump.
Yeah, the problem is I want to talk crap. I want to get paid to talk crap about Kamala. And that's actually that's actually one of the aims with this channel is to build it up enough that I get paid by a PAC in the midterms. That's one of my goals.
Well, then I think you're on the wrong side because, I mean,
no, the Republicans say.
Well, yeah, I mean the Republic. Well, at least what I should say is Trump is so grassroots that people are doing it for free because they absolutely love the guy.
That's why I said midterms.
Yeah,
it's too late right now. I probably could have if I had a little bit more of a following than I do now, and I had approached a PAC back in, like a year before last, like right as the midterms finished. And Trump wasn't sure he was going to run, but he was.
Yeah, and I guess
just pay for that Arthur Dia. Literally, all the PACs pay for that.
The funny thing, though, is that the Democrats are the ones that are like trying to send out all these offers, and a bunch of these, podcasters. One, because some of them are, minorities or whatever. They're like, why are they reaching out to me? Is it because I'm black or whatever? It turns out they're reaching out to everyone, but they're also like, don't they know my channel is not a political channel? Like leave me alone. You've called me 4 times today. I'm not here to talk about this.
Yeah, they don't care. they so have you heard Destiny joke about it?
I have
Like,
not. I don't really
the
watch
pack
them.
paid me to say this or whatever, and I'm like, no, you're not joking. They actually did pay you.
Yeah.
like you're trying to act like it's like you're joking, but you're not joking. Such a liar.
I'm pretty sure he.
Michigan Christian is right. The Democrats, they want non-political channels. They need non-political channels and debate bros to say good things about the leftist. On the other side, the Republicans, I think, the conservatives are far more. They're looking more for like political channels, or channels that talk politics specifically. And like I said, I'm looking more for midterms.
Yeah. What's funny about that is that a bunch of the conservatives or whatever started their own quote unquote grassroots channels and stuff because the big political channels, mainstream media, all of that wouldn't give honest stuff, and that's where it all came from. And that's probably why now we're seeing that there's a bunch of smaller channels, grassroots channels, just regular people talking about Trump, and then Democrats are like, we need to do that too, and we also need to do the whole no tax on tips, even though I'm the tie-breaking vote that made sure we could tax tips. Like, okay, everything Trump does, they're trying to copy now. And I just hope people aren't so ignorant that they fall for it.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about the PACs, so like we often feel like that it's only big people that get paid, but I know, I mean, what's her name? Jasmine Jafar and that Farha girl that some of the Destiny orbiters, they do not have particularly big channels, but they were 100% paid and they admitted it, paid to say things by the Democrat Party in the last election cycle.
Yeah, and then what's really sad is when you bring that up to people who are voting Democrat, they're like, "Oh, I don't care. That doesn't bother me." And it's like, really? Like, what?
Right. I mean, and they didn't necessarily even agree with the message. So,
yeah, I just really don't get when people talk about how, I don't know, you can't have double standards is my thing.
Yeah,
if you're gonna talk about, Trump this, Trump that, conservatives this and that, and it's like, okay, so let me point out to you everything that you've accused me of and how it's not true, and then everything that you've accused me of how it's true for you yourself, and then they go, oh, well, that doesn't really bother me, and it's just like, well, how is that possible, man? Like,
how does that work?
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand, but I don't. How does that work? Well, I mean, look, the leftists are a bunch of big fat liars, right? Like, and they know the thing is that once you admit to yourself that you're a liar, then the rest just comes naturally, right? Like it's easy at that point. So there's no, I don't think they even notice.
Yeah, and I'm not saying the Republicans aren't liars. I think all politicians are.
There are some that are liars.
But I would say at least they're lying in favor of what I would like to see the country be. So,
well, so like one of the bravest, and I said this earlier. I don't know if you heard me say that, heard me say it, but there was an interview with Dana somebody that Vance was on, and they asked him specifically about Trump, right? And how he had said back in the day that he was that he would, he wasn't going to vote for Trump, that he didn't agree with Trump and all this other stuff. And he admitted very frankly, I thought, that he bought into the rhetoric that Trump was going to be the worst president ever. He was going to bring us to World War III. He was going to do all of these.
I have seen this. Yeah.
And he said, I changed my mind because Trump was the best president in my lifetime. We had the most peace. We had a great economy. The world was really close to, I mean, like, it sounds really trite to say that you want to achieve world peace, but we were really pretty damn close to world peace.
Yeah.
When Trump was in office. And then, and I think that at least that's what Vance claims changed his mind. And him being willing to say that publicly is pretty good, right? Like, that's
it's honest, instead of saying, "Oh, I've always been his fan."
Well, yeah, right. Or, it's like, well, I think most of the time the politicians would just be like, hey, I said that back then, but it's just kind of the party line, but I honestly believed X, right? And people would buy that. I mean, come on, let's just be real. People would buy that 100%. And but at the end of the day, it takes a big set of balls for a politician to say, yeah, you know what? I thought this guy was going to be horrible for us, but he ended up not being horrible, and now I changed my mind. So,
yeah, and then on the flip side, how can these people who are voting not see? Well, we're going to vote for Kamala. Why? Well, because she's going to fix everything. She's currently in office, bro. Like, she had 4 years to fix this, and she didn't do it, and now you're going to vote for her so she can fix it? Like, excuse me? Right. She had her chance. She did nothing. Now you're saying she's going to... What stopped her last time? Yeah,
I mean, I felt like that when Vance did that, I felt like it was a really... first of all, it didn't come off as very rehearsed, right? Well, actually, the whole interview, I think one of the things that I like about Trump and Vance right now is they both seem very raw. You understand what I mean? Like, they're out there, they'll answer the questions. They don't have a sheet in their hand. They don't have a guy behind them with an iPad whispering in their ear. They're literally like, you ask them a question and they just shoot from the hip, right? And
it's if you know your stuff. Yeah, if you know your stuff, then it wouldn't bother you to actually do that. Yeah. If you're trying to make up lies and try to appease the crowd, then obviously you're going to need a script all the time.
Yeah, I can go with that. Guys, is there anybody live that we can redirect to? It's we're getting close to the time I turn into a pumpkin, and I need to go to bed. So my wife's there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And but I need to redirect. I would love to redirect the crowd somewhere, and
Let me check real quick.
I feel like that there really isn't anyone live. How do I feel about tariffs? I love tariffs. Love them. I love tariffs.
You could make us raid Destiny or Kamala's live stream.
No, I will not.
Don't do that to us.
I would not do that. Glenn has no power here. That's funny. I'm sorry. I'm missing that. I don't mind. I wouldn't. I mean, no one worth rating. Oh, that is terrible. Flow State. No, not Flow State. Sorry. He's too big a simp. Well, he's too big a white knight. But I feel okay about tariffs. I like tariffs, and I think that one of the biggest mistakes we ever made was when Carter started and Reagan continued the tariffs on Japanese cars, but didn't require them to have tariffs on ours. So they could buy our cars cheap, but we paid a lot of money for theirs, and that was a kick to the dick to a lot of Americans, you know. So I always thought that was a bad way to do things. Everybody gets tariffs equally. Nobody cares. So yeah. I don't think, I mean, look, which would you rather have? Higher income taxes on money that you make, or a few cents on the dollar more in goods? I know which one I know which direction I would go. Nobody's on, huh? Wow, that's weird.
How do you feel about mercantilism then?
Mercantilism?
Yeah, instead of in place of capitalism.
That's a wide net you just cast.
I guess as a replacement for capitalism, because it always ends up going towards crony capitalism, whereas the other opposite end is communism. So it's like, why don't we get away from it and just do like straight up trades for goods and labor without any money?
Because it always ends up as capitalism. You can't point to a society ever that didn't happen. Even the Romans.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's easier to carry coin of some sort rather than the actual goods, and then that ends up being okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, I would like to see us get the government out of our pocketbooks to the point that actual trade for good for goods could be more efficient and more happen more often.
Yeah, and I used to do that too. Exchange of service is what it was called. Yeah. And so, instead of these women leaving me $200 on my nightstand, no, I'm kidding. For the graphic design stuff, it would be.
Your jokes are really bad tonight, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You need some sleep.
I really do. But yeah, no, I did some work for like a
lead balloon doesn't quite cover
it. I did work for like a gym, and it was like, no, just exchange me a free year of membership, and I will do all of your branding, brand style guides, websites, all of that. And yeah, I mean that. But if you tell that to the government, they're like, well, we're going to tax that exchange of services on both ends. So it was like, just don't tell them. Also, don't tell the IRS I just said that. That's why my name's John Smith, so they can't find that out.
Yeah. So the way it stands now is that you have to assign in theory, you have to assign a cash value on anything that you do like that as a business, right? So if somebody comes to me and says, when I had my shop, if I did a deal with which I did all the time, I would do some, I'd have my paint shop do some work for a machine shop, and the machine shop would produce parts for me, right? Or something like that. And the problem is that if everyone is being straight up, somebody's going to report it, and then it gets, then there are holes, and that's how people get in trouble with the IRS. So I don't know. I would love to get the government. Well, the biggest thing is, I think the IRS, if the IRS was abolished, we went to a flat tax that was collected by the Department of Commerce as it should be. That solves all my problems. And then I don't care about tariffs, because tariffs then become a federal issue collected by the federal government and not worried about by my state governments.
Do you think it's possible to get there?
Yeah, I do, actually. I think enough people are just about pissed off enough that it's not going to take much longer. I think honestly, you could get it done, and you could get it done in the next section, in the next session of Congress, if you got a conservative House and Senate. And here's why. There's no American out there right now that is happy with the way our tax system is set up. Everyone, from the kid that works at McDonald's to all the billionaires, think they pay too much in taxes. The problem is that it's demonstrable that our tax money is being wasted, and that the federal government is the wrong entity to be in charge of it.
Yeah, it's just sad that it requires the federal government to tell the federal government to stop using our money or collect.
Correct. Right. So the way that I believe this could happen is a flat tax proposal in Congress. They pass it. Trump signs it. He has said that he supports a flat tax, and it makes sense to him as a business person. So if he actually does support it, and I believe that he does, then it would go through. Now it would be blocked. Now, even though it would probably pass a conservative House and Senate vote, Trump would sign it into law. The Democrat majority leader would then sue to stop it, right? And at that point, the Supreme Court would get involved, and I believe that our Supreme Court is strong enough, is biased to the Constitution in such a way that currently, right now, that there's no way that the Democrats could win. There's no way. So at that point, we would have a flat tax, which would basically be rewinding the clock to 1913.
That would be absolutely awesome.
Because,
but also, why not just use an executive order to do it, since they use it for everything else?
Do that. You can't. You won't be able to do that.
But they can't use it for everything they've been using it for, so it didn't stop them doing that.
Well, and so I think that's going to be an issue in the next election cycle as well. I honestly believe I believe that, assuming even if we don't get Trump in, let's talk about worst case. Let's say we don't get Trump in, but we get the House and the Senate. Congress can then reevaluate the executive order policy, and the House majority leader or the Senate majority leader, either or both, could then sue the office of the president and take it to the Supreme Court to have the executive orders provisions redefined to limit the power and scope to what they are originally intended for, which is an interpretation of an existing law, not the implementation of a new law. And there's plenty of precedents. There's plenty of, I mean, this is a slam dunk.
Yeah, I thought that according to its current definition, right now it's already being abused. So it's like there's no need to review it and redefine it and then go through. It's all like, why don't you just hold them accountable to what's already?
No. So because what they'll do is they'll say, well, we've been doing it this way and nobody has told us any different. So here's the thing. There's a procedure that it has to happen in any case, or we just don't get anywhere. It just ends up being this nebulous thing that we argue about. Germrot, the Unreasonable Man moniker comes from a quote by George Bernard Shaw, who was a socialist fuck, but did write some smart things once in a while. And basically, without going into it all change must come from unreasonable men. I'm being very unreasonable right now. So
Yeah, you need to go to bed, and I just finished
Yeah.
my work. So
I really would like to find a live stream somewhere to redirect this great crowd to, but unfortunately, I don't see anybody streaming right now in any of. I mean, Speakeasy's not on, Fatty's not on. I don't think is Hypnotic. Let me look and see if Hypnotic is on. Maybe he's just not showing up. He may be done already. But because that'd be a dope stream to send you guys to. Yeah, he's already done. What about Rob? Maybe Rob Noor. Somebody has to be on, guys. Somebody just has to be.
All right, Grid. Well, my wife's waiting for me. I got to get to bed before I get in trouble.
Go ahead and drop off, man. Yeah, my wife's probably gonna be mad at me.
Have a good night. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks, man. You have a great evening. Rob Noor is not on. It's 2 hours ago he was on, but not now. Man. No one's live, guys. No one's live. That's crazy, guys. Siege, help me out, bro. Serious Shelby will go live? Probably. It has been a great stream. It's a chill stream tonight. You know, we're just kind of relaxing. Man, I was really hoping somebody'd be some based mofo would be on, but nobody's on. Siege D probably does need reparations. Guys, I really hate to do it, but I can't find anybody to redirect you guys to. So I'm sorry. Yeah, no one's on. They all got drunk earlier. Probably so, man. Hey, man, everybody, I gave it the college try, guys. I'm sorry. I apparently I can't. Nobody's on, so I apologize. I can't send you guys anywhere. Super cool. Troll raid. I don't even have anybody to troll. Oh wait, you know what? Let me look. Give me one. Stand by. Let me see. Let us see. You know what? This is where you guys are going. You guys are going to love this. I'm not telling you where, but you're going to like it. If you don't like it, that's okay. Don't hold it against me. Tell them I sent you. Now I don't know these guys, but I know some. They're probably racing against friends of mine. It's an iRacing thing. You guys should have. Oh wait, they don't have it set up. They can't get it. Those poor bastards. They were doing weird. All right, well, that's too bad for those fuckers. So that's unfortunate for them. Let's see. The people that I would send you guys to do not have it enabled. No, we are not rating Thorpe TV. You wash your mouth out with soap, young man. All right, I'm going to give you guys a link. Go watch these guys play race car. It's a 24 hours of Le Mans. I think they're in the second part of it. It looks like they're having a good time. And you just tell them I sent you. And you guys are gonna have a good time with these people. There you go. It's in the chat, folks. Everybody go hang out with these dudes. And otherwise, guys, been great tonight. Glad everybody came by tonight. Everybody I had a great show with you guys, and it's going to be a good time for you. Say Grid One Motorsports sent you over, and you guys have a great rest of your evening. And I'm going to sign off. Get off my lawn. I'm the old man, and I'm ending this stream. See ya.